And we're live.
We're live? Fantastic. I forgot again to pull up the live chat. But we have it on delay, right? We have enough moderators in. Do we have anybody here?
We have a 2-second delay this time.
2 seconds. Wow.
A whole 2 seconds.
Our moderators are on it. All right, I forgot. I keep forgetting to pull up the damn chat. I just boomer myself like every episode.
Well, you always boomer yourself, dude.
No, this is very true. All right, so hello, guys, and welcome back. We are going to stay on point today as we go through this very special D&D episode.
Is it very special? Why
It is special
very
because this is the first of our series. So we basically canceled ourselves for all the previous series. Those are a warm up and a ramp up. You will not find those available anymore, by the way. So if you didn't happen, what had happened was, I'm delirious. We had Dairy Queen about an hour ago.
Yeah,
so
we did.
I'm all food comaed up, and it's hot, and there's that. We did stop for a pizza. It was oof. It was oof and oof. But we'll talk more about that. But anyways, today's we have a lot of great topics. We're going to stay on point. We have a very good format. We're going to be adding more graphics. And then as we evolve on our next show, we're going to have Mar do a whole bunch of different graphics. Because we actually have segments now. Legitimate segments.
No way.
This show is going to be broken down. Yeah, it's not just going to be one long.
It's not just chaos?
No more chaos. Well, a little chaos at the end. We're going to save
There's
David's
always
story
chaos.
time for the end.
We have a graphic for it, by the way, for David's story time.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
No way.
I made sure to let you
You
made
already
one.
have it?
Yeah.
Ready to go? All right, well, here's the good news. So let's we'll let everybody get in the chat, all 5 of you. Because it's going to take me a second, believe it or not, to get to the damn YouTube thing. And so I can pull up the chat. But we're going to get to a lot of your commentary later. We'll just literally, I don't know, what is that?
I have no idea.
What is that beeping? Is that binging?
I think that was
Oh,
Alex's
that was somebody's
watch.
phone, maybe. All right. We want to thank everybody for visiting and being part of this very special D&D episode number 1, officially number 1. So the other episodes did not go up. We voted against it because they were a bit diversionary. We were still learning.
Yeah.
But this will be the first episode that goes up as the D&D series.
Plus,
okay?
this is actual, a series that we're going to work on and improve.
Yeah, good. Fantastic. All right, so here. We already got the prerequisite downvotes. That's fantastic. Love that. And now let's move on to the rest of it.
So we got to do the promos.
We got to do some promos, yep. So we got... how come what's going on here? I don't want that.
What's going on?
I'm trying to pop out the damn chat. All right, so here we go.
You're going full boomer? What's going on?
I'm going full boomer. Okay, we have all the usuals. Welcome, guys. Hello. And here we go. You ready? All right, I'm going to stay on point, completely on point. Okay? All right. So promos, first of all, is, of course, so we have the Skill Train. We're our online dealing school. So if you're ever interested in becoming a dealer, we have cqdealers.com now. We made it really easy. We abbreviated it. There's that. So if you're looking to become a dealer, learn from the courses. A few of you have already been through those. They're fantastic. And we're always working on improving those, so there's that. Today's giveaway is a lanyard that's currently not here.
We're going to grab a lanyard.
You're going to go grab one? So if we get to, by some miracle, if we get to 100 likes, we're going to give this lanyard away. Not the CEG one. We don't have any. We have the Casino Quest from the front. Right from the front of our store, fresh off the rack. You see one?
No, I got it.
Oh, you got to mask up. Yep. And then we're going to talk about, so the big news this week, obviously, is the masks and Resorts World. We went to Resorts World, finally, me and Sticky. We got a whole bunch of pictures for you and lots of feedback. We toured the entire property. It was quite an exercise. That is one big flippant property. I wouldn't say the entire property, but we made the big loop. The loop of the casino, most of the eateries, and a few of the really cool kind of things that they have. All right, so...
Which we have pictures of that.
Now remember, because this is going to go out on our... so after today, sometime tomorrow, for sure, we're going to download it. We're going to upload this to our Anchor FM account.
Yep, so if you want to listen to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of those type of platforms, you can listen to it the day after it releases.
The day after, sometime the night after, because we'll get into school tomorrow, and then we'll get that done.
It just depends. YouTube's processing is a little weird. It takes a second with live streams. I don't know what it is exactly, so we can't just download it right away.
Yeah.
So we have to wait a second.
Yeah, before it goes. All right. As far as any super chats, we thank you, of course, for all the super chats. If it's denomination of $20, we'll send you a set of our 5 checks in the plastic. So it's those retail for $10, and then we'll ship it. You know, it includes the shipping and everything else. As you know, our split with YouTube, I think it's 70-30, so it works out. And if you do $25, you get a tote. $25, you get a tote, and we'll send you that tote. There you go. All right, so the next thing is we get to. That's all the promos I have. Besides that, see that? Easy, right through, buddy, right through.
Well, you gotta tell them. If you're not a Patreon, you should go to Patreon and get more videos.
We have a Patreon account. We do extra videos. You get up to 5 new videos a week,
depending on the tier.
Depending on the tier, a $10 tier, you get 5 new videos, and a lot of it's like behind the scenes. Like we just did one with all 5 of us, and it's much more casual, fun, free form. We also work on strategies that some of you guys submit that don't make it to the channel but are still fun, and we investigate. And there's Timmy. We
swear a little more.
Yeah, it's a little more free form. It's not for the swearings, but here comes a hand. You know that hand.
It's Timmy.
Yeah, look at that. That's a ham. That's a ham hand. That's almost like you almost think it's Alex at this point, but no, it's Timmy.
Are you saying Timmy's got enough fat?
Listen here, buddy. I'm saying we all are going on. By the way, we're hitting the gym hard now, so that's the new plan, is to lose weight and get some exercise. And oh my God, he's gonna be making like yeah, that's good. The good news is once we download for the podcast, you can't hear his finger creeping across the screen. So there's that.
Just add the sloosh noise.
Oh my God, that sounds terrible.
That's exclusively on this chat. Okay. So here's the state of the school. We'll talk about the school real quickly. So as you know, we are still a dealer school, and we use our students here at Casino Quest, and they participate, and then we hire them for better than minimum wage, by the way, a lot better, a living wage.
This is true.
And we have been working with quite a few casinos in town to provide jobs for our dealers, and we've had an incredible amount of success.
Yeah, we can't keep dealers in the school long enough.
Yeah, the school is like almost as quickly as you can learn and apply your skills. We have job fairs almost every week, or at least every 2 weeks now, which gives you a little bit more time. The great thing about our job fairs, by the way, is they're sort of investigative. So, for example, if you fail a job fair, by that I mean, you're too nervous, or you just suck, or whatever the case is. You got a minute to work on it. You know, the great recruiters that we have, they'll look at you and they'll say, hey, you need to work on this, you need to work on that. Yes. And then ultimately, boom, next week after you're in. We also have been really successful at getting people jobs like where they live. My whole recommendation, one of these days, so we have, if you look back into the CEG YouTube channel or even Casino Quest, you'll see us talking about the career path and opportunity. Yep. Here's what I'll tell you. When you start as a dealer, start small. In my opinion, if you don't have to go for all the money, go for the place that's nearest you, that has action, you can evolve your skill set, reduce pressure maybe.
Type of pressure.
Well, it's not the DP pressure, but there's a lot of ways to go about becoming a dealer or being in the casino business. And I recommend just trying to take it easy at first. Get yourself, you start out a bit green, a bit nervous. It's okay not to go, max out the opportunity right from go. Now, there's some people that like that route. And for those people, if you're looking to move on quickly and you want to be more aggressive about it, then yes, there are certain jobs you want to do where you're going to push a lot of checks, get a lot of action, stay busy, get around all the tables. And there's nuances to this business as well in terms of, what kind of casino dealer you want to be. You want to be a blackjack dealer? Do you want to be a craps dealer? Do you want to be an all games dealer? You want to get to high limit? You want to get to the strip? If you have a certain job in mind, lots of things. Other markets, for example, we're going to get to that too, by the way. We're going to talk about Colorado today, and we're going to talk about some other markets that are quite literally exploding. All right, so today, every Sunday, we're going to introduce a promotion on our. We're from CEG Dealer School, right? Even though we work here too. Yeah. And so CEG is offering a Sunday only Craps, blackjack, and craps, $450. Only two. You get both of those for $450.
Just $450.
It's a little bit more. Yes, dude. Wow, that's just hell. It's normally $600 separately, sold separately. Batteries included though.
You get batteries?
No, there's no batteries. You are the battery, sir. But we offer this, so every Sunday we'll have like a new thing. Right now, the big demand is crap dealers quite literally everywhere. So I could get to work almost immediately. You get through class, you get aggressive. I have another person coming down helping me coach. And right now you're learning from me and you're learning from one other coach that I'm using. So, we work on the drills, we get you in the game. The first week is a bit structured, but it's a great class. There's a lot of opportunity for crap dealers, literally all over the country. And it's back where you can be a crap dealer almost exclusively if you wanted to be. There's a lot of jobs hiring literally just crap dealers. That's all they're asking for. It's always good. We always recommend that you don't just do craps, obviously. It's always, we want you to have all the games. But anyways, there's that. Okay, let's go. Let's talk about Casino Quest because this is like the state of the school followed by the state of Casino Quest. Casino Quest, fantastic. We have some customers out here. Yesterday we were packed. The day before, Fridays and Saturdays are our busiest day. Definitely, if you're planning on coming to Vegas and you're interested in learning the games or you want to interact with us here, we have a number of really cool. I got Dice with David. We got Roulette with Alex for different days. We also have Ronnie here, Coach Ronnie, who's our resident dice setter. He does a very relaxing, by the way. It's a very He's worked for the best, but it's very casual. A lot of people really enjoyed the class.
We've had many people come back because they enjoyed it so many times.
Yes.
100%.
Like, and not just like 3 times. We have guys that literally use him on a regular basis. So.
Yep, and I've gone through the course. It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah. We love Ronnie, and you might come in a day when he makes some ribs, dude. He smokes meat like nobody else.
Look.
He rubs meat.
Yeah, he rubs his meat like nobody's business. Okay.
He's good. We love Ronnie, by the way. Okay, so what else we have? We were almost done with our new web. So we have a new website coming with some retail offerings. Just so you know, our Wix. We use Wix as sort of the back end.
Yep.
And a reservation part of that is not the best. Just so we're clear. So we are moving that to another platform. We're working on a few things, of which we've improved our retail offering. So we've become kind of a casino supply store, but things that are more unique to our customer base.
Yep.
So like if you're big into craps, we have the sticks and the checks and all the things you need.
We even have the back wall, by the way.
We have the back wall here, the rubber pyramid. We get those kind of wholesale, but we have custom layouts, and we found a new supplier that has we've been able to lower the price point a little bit. So we'll be putting those up. As much as if you guys are like about to pull the trigger on one of the practice kits, wait a second, because the new ones that are going up will be a little cheaper and more accessible. It won't have as much stuff as what's being offered now. But we realized that it's kind of expensive what we've had up there so far because we were getting everything in limited quantities. We weren't really able to lower the price. And believe it or not, those are our margins on the website are fairly low. But the key was really being able to purchase. Our purchasing power is also low. So we haven't had, but now we've found a new supplier out of California, so we'll be able to lower those price points a bit and get you some better stuff. We have some of the new layouts here at Casino Quest, so we're making those available. Okay. Next up, we have in the works. We are going to have a group reservations. We've had a lot of people ask us about group reservations, and we are going to start making those available. Not just group reservations. If you are interested in reserving space, we have another 1,800 square feet with tables here and dealers. Mm-hmm. That you can, so if you're looking for a corporate event, a group event, any kind of thing like this, and you want to cater perhaps, or you're just looking for a poker night or poker tournament of your own, we have all the tables, we have all the dealers, we have quite a few people.
And if you're looking for a group reservation right now and you need it soon or something, just email info@mycasinoquest.com and we'll get to you as soon as we can.
Yep. And Poker Nights is coming to Casino Quest. So if you want to learn some poker, we have some really great people who consider themselves poker pros, sort of.
Poker pros?
Well, I mean, close to it anyways. He's a personality. He's a lot of fun to listen to. And you know what I'm saying? Like, just to kind of... But, you can learn from each other. The more hands, we're going to have poker nights. So Yep.
See if you can bluff your way out of it.
I mean, when you have free checks, though, it's kind of hard. Everybody's all in, every hand. You know what I mean? What are you going to do?
You got to go all in, dude.
I mean,
whether it's fake money or real money.
But we can have poker nights, and we can have some catered stuff. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity. And again, we have another space, so we can accommodate quite a few people if necessary. We're adding another poker table out here, so there's that. Okay, ready?
When are we doing Casino Quest date nights?
I know. Oh, man. Casino Quest date night would be so great. By the way, I've always felt like the best date you could go on, other than the losing money part, is... Because it's not the cheapest date, is to take someone out to play blackjack or play in a table game environment. Because you have even if you have your date night with yourself, and you just want to I mean, it's the ultimate social experience. If you just go to a local casino, instead of hitting the bar, you hit the table.
Yeah.
You buy it for $100, and you can barely. I mean, it's a very social game. Forget about the dating part, but it's a very social game. Playing blackjack, playing dice. You're all in it together to kind of win money, to create opportunity. You know what I mean?
Especially on something like craps.
Yeah, and then you see that lady next to you buying in for $100,000, and you're like, oh yeah, that's my next wife right there. Like, I'm all in.
Look, if she's buying in for that much money, I think she already got a husband. She's good, okay?
No. You never know, dude. There's some serious gambling cougars out there, dude. Ready for you.
Right. Oh, okay.
I have some stories about that one, by the way. I one time ran into someone who that was his sort of path to success.
Let's save that for
just
story
hitting
time.
up crap tables. Yeah, I don't know if that's story time. That's like lullaby time right there, buddy. It would come in late.
It's okay. You can
buy in.
You can do it during the keno time because it's the same thing. Lullaby time.
He was lullaby time. I think time with David's all lullaby time. All right, so. So ready? All right, so let's get to some. I think I saw something about a coupon. I identify as a coupon, just so you know.
There's actually a couple questions that I would like to
questions.
That I would like to answer.
Did Alan Toy buy himself off of our ignore list, or is he still out there? What's going on with that?
So someone says, do you have cocktail waitresses jobs?
Oh my God! The day that we need a cocktail waitress is the day that we can write a check and buy a boat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because once I would love that.
Well, I don't think they mean Casino Quest. I think you just if you have jobs that you could get them.
Oh, for cocktail waitress, 100%. You just so we don't focus on those, but the casino networks that we work with, of course, they contact us and give us the job list of what's available.
Yeah.
Everything's been available here in Vegas. Demand has been through the roof. There might be a little change given the mask mandate, but we're gonna get to the mask mandate thing in a second because I definitely have a few interesting takes on it. But no, that's not something we actively work on. Let's just put it that way.
So D1 Keys, and I can actually answer this one.
Which one?
Bearded Hooker already answered, but I'll answer again. Asked, does CEG have online classes or only in person? CEG does not, but we have an online training platform, CQDealers.com.
Casino Quest has an online deal. CEG does not have online training. It's kind of a mixed bag. So CEG as a school, as a trade school, is specifically offline at our school for those people who are interested in becoming a dealer. Really anywhere. You can come to CEG and we can help you get a job. We have relationships with quite literally all over the country. Arizona, Colorado, Florida, California, Idaho, believe it or not. Idaho, yes. We can even help you get connected with, fun night companies. If you happen to be in an area where there are no casinos, but they're running fun nights, there's quite a few groups that run fun nights. We can help you with those.
So yep, just go to CQ Dealers.
But then the online training platform is through Casino Quest.
And there's a reason for that, but anyways, we won't get too much into that. CQDealers.com with an S at the end of dealers.
Without an S, it doesn't matter. Both are good. CQ Dealer at CQDealers.com.
And basically, we have Blackjack, Roulette, and Baccarat. We're doing it. We don't have craps, so if you're looking for craps,
it's coming though.
It is coming, but it's taking a second. But as of right now, it's Blackjack, Roulette.
We might release it to just Alan for $1 million.
If Alan buys it for $1 million, everyone else gets it for free.
Dude, he's so loaded, dude. All these guys. Are you kidding me? We did it. We filmed it, but they're putting it together. It's gonna take a while. Let's be realistic. It's got to be. We're working through a lot, but they have footholders. What's a footholder? A placeholder. A footholder would be nice. Can you imagine someone just working my feet while I'm doing this episode? We gotta look into that. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, we're moving on.
Moving on.
Blackjack
I told
roulette
you I
and-
had food coma. That's what it is.
Blackjack, roulette, and Baccarat are the 3 games up there. So those are 3 games to start out that are pretty good.
Yep.
So that's the
Not
basics.
just pretty good. You can learn enough through the online platform to almost be a live dealer. Like to the point where you can do fun nights easily. You may be able to introduce yourself and start the audition process. If you went to
Yes.
an audition, like we actually have an audition process through CQ Dealers. If you showed up, the Blackjack especially, the only thing that's kind of missing, the alerts are there, but some context is missing in an online platform, right? But if you showed up at a casino that's willing to if you have the right personality and the right energy, you could show up and say, listen, I went to CQ Dealers, I went online, and I went through the whole course. I just need a little polish. So the idea with us is we would go out and polish because we're going to make this a platform available to some of our casino partners and polish. Now, if they're willing to polish you up, I mean, casinos are looking for dealers now.
Yep.
So the bar has been lowered. You know what I mean?
And there's another thing. Even if casinos aren't willing, if you're willing to come to Vegas for maybe a couple weeks, we could polish you up at CEG.
Come down and we'll have Sticky here polish you all day long.
Oh my god.
that might cost you.
That's a hefty price. Anyways,
That
you
is
can
a
come
hefty
down to CEG and
All right.
we can help you polish.
Yeah.
Of course,
It's that easy.
Yeah.
By
so-
the way, if you start at CQDealers.com, we give you a discount to come in. Depends on how many games and what kind of platform. But we give you a discount to come to the live school if you ever do come to live school.
This is true.
And the live school takes. I mean, we've answered a lot of these. I don't know. What other questions do we have?
Someone asked, "What are you drinking?" Well, this is a Ghost. We're not sponsored, but if you're out there and you want to sponsor
you might
us,
as well because we might have to buy stock.
we might have to. This is
mean-
Ghost. It's not a C4.
Yes.
We use these because they're have natural caffeines, a bunch of vitamins, and it doesn't jack us up like crazy.
I mean, it jacks us up like crazy at first, but I can still go to bed on this one.
He used to have this other drink he used to
Oh
drink.
my god, it
He
would
used-
just yeah.
He would stay up literally all night.
I would be up all night, dude. Ridiculous.
But yeah, Ghost is our favorite little
Yeah.
workout drink.
Yep. So we love this actually, and it's no artificial anything. It's got it's the one thing I don't understand about these drinks nowadays. There's no sugars, no calories. There's no nothing apparently, but it tastes great. For having zero everything, it tastes fantastic.
Well, it has vitamins.
Well, I didn't know vitamins tasted so good. Fantastic. I mean, they have Coke Zero. How do they make it Coke Zero and then it has all that carbonation, gives you gas, it tastes like some? How is all that into zero?
They just put more sodium in it.
Sodium? It's just all salt. It's zero except for the salt.
Yeah.
Load it up. Oh, okay, well, there you go. That's what salt tastes like. Fantastic. Okay, what else do we got? Any other questions?
Oh, okay, Bearded Hooker, please don't. Please don't. Thank you. He said Bearded Hooker says, where do we send donations for Sticky High Limit Crafts buy-in for his birthday?
Oh man, we got to start doing that, dude. By the way, that's a thing. We should start doing that. We're first
it's
of all, we're
fine.
gonna have a big ass party. Tennis is fantastic. The good news is if we fire him right before the party, we'll just say we'll have like an asterisk. You know what I mean? No, we're gonna take him out and he's gonna gamble his ass off. We're gonna take him out. He's gonna break in on dice. That's a requirement.
Oh, I was
And
about to
then
ask
right
that.
to Keno on the way.
Oh,
up.
in that order?
That's
that
the
exact order?
So here's the beautiful thing. Okay, I ended the month last month up a little over 20,000. It was the best month I've ever had on Keno. It's quite spectacular. As you know, those of you, we can now talk about the strat video. We'll get to I have Keno picks for later, and we're gonna start taking my pictures, collecting them for the Keno. We have this format. Today we didn't get all the graphics there, but we have this format now where we'll lay out everything, and then as each part of the format goes, you'll see what we have coming up, what's going on. We're gonna talk Keno, dude. Every show we're gonna have a little Keno in there for all you Keno lovers. And by the way, I've met a ton of you recently. A whole bunch of you have been coming down here and saying to me, I love it when it's the wife or the husband. One of them's Keno, one of them's craps. It's fantastic.
Because you're both?
Yeah, I am both.
So you're the wife and
am.
husband at the same time?
I
Is
am.
that what you're saying?
I'm married to myself. Aren't we all, really? Just a little bit.
Thank you, Eric. You
Eric,
didn't have to, but thank you for the fun.
Here for sticky. We gotta. You know what we do? We gotta load those up, dude. We gotta like. We'll
start adding them up.
Yeah,
I'll put a little counter.
Yeah, we'll put a counter. Oh, dude, we gotta have a count. Stickies. Oh my God, Stickies B-Day counter. Stickies buy-in counter. Oh my God, of course. All right. Well, anyways, but I took a note. You won't be able to read it. I won't be able to read it, but we'll have this audio to go back to. So there's that.
Okay, wait. I gotta read some of
Look
these.
at this. This is it. This is my note. Can they see that? Yeah, you can't read it. I can't read it. I don't even know why I bother writing. I can't read my own writing.
I gotta read some of these comments because
Go.
they're really funny. SD Rogers says, "Gotta get him a BJ first before Keno, sir."
Oh well. I can't touch that one. I want to touch that one so bad, but I can't touch that one. But go. Yep. No, I sort of agree. Depends on what kind of anyways, I can't.
A says, "Craps to Keno is like 21st birthday straight to retirement."
Well, then everybody wants that. That's like a win-win-win, dude. Right? Imagine that. Craps, Keno, retired. Boom. Done.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. I mean, you got to hit something big.
Oh, someone says we should also put a sticky buy-in counter on Twitch.
We should put a sticky buy-in counter. That's 100%. Listen, so here's the Keno. Here's the Keno thing. Keno was so great. I love how the strat went ahead. We talked about I needed 20 card Keno. I needed 20 card Keno. Look at you guys. Bearded Hooker too. Holy crap. We're gonna be like, dude. I'm gonna be like Alex. We had 0 in super chats, but 9 million. Buy-in for a sticky. Yeah, we're out of business, dude. But we gotta wait till Dennis turns 21 to pay bills. Crap. Oh my God. Yeah, he's got to have the biggest. Think about this. This is the guy. I mean, this is the guy. He is gonna have quite the night. We save up a little bit each time. So the Stratosphere went ahead and this is before we get to the news. We're gonna go right to the news. We're gonna do the mask mandate. As you know, mass now. But I got an interesting Twitch. I got an interesting something around that one. And then we got the Resorts World Tour. We're going to give you some pictures too. But so the Strat went ahead and got a 20 card. I told him, you got to have 20 card. I got to play 20 card. I don't want to sit down. I like 4 card. I like Cleo. I like Cleopatra. I like Caveman. I like all those games. But those are like the fringe games. Those aren't the games I play to win. Right, to win money. Those aren't the games that I have my compounded systems on, this kind of thing. So they brought in the 20 card, and of course I go over there and it's like I'm thinking it's got to be 2 cents, 5 cents, even pen. I mean, it's the strat. It's the strat now. The strat. We love the strat, but the strat's never been known for the high limit play. I mean, although now it is amazingly, but I'm expecting penny, 2 cent, 5 cents, something like that. It turns out it's a 25 cent 20 card. I got to play 25 cent, $5 a pull. I did mention identify as a coupon, right? Coupons don't play $5 a pull. Coupons pay penny pulls, okay? So I'm like, oh crap! And of course, I buy in for $200. You can't play $200. You can't have $200 on 25 cent 20 card. You kidding me? $5 a pull? You can't. There's no chase. You're in. You're out. You're depressed.
Well, people who don't identify as a coupon but identify as money, they can they can play.
Yeah, I don't identify. No. Well, I lost it first, then I had a chase, but I whacked it, dude. All you guys thinking about my compounded 9s, listen. Not only did they make me bet higher, I also won. I had paid twice, dude. The two out of 2, I'm there. I'm batting 100% at Stratosphere.
It's okay.
How are we batting at Blackjack? How's Blackjack going for us?
By the way, speaking of the live stream.
Yeah, the live stream.
It gave me the gambling tingles. I finally understand.
You got the tingles, buddy?
I got the tingles. I was sitting there
my God.
You guys were betting, and I was like, come on, let's go.
Oh, see? Yeah, no. You didn't get the tingles from me because I couldn't get past like $10.
No, you got that good little streak
I
there.
did.
And
I got up
whacked.
to $50 and got whacked. That's what Timmy does. He gets you up there, gets you excited, gets you hopeful. Then he gives you a double down. Now you're out like 4 times at that level, and you get whacked. Dude, those ladies were pros, dude. You see them? Those dealers? We loved them. They were very...
What was one of them? Martha?
Dude. The one of them, they were both the suck. That's all they were. They were just like... They literally just opened the jaws of like,
Yeah, I saw those 21s. They were worse
Dude,
than
they were
Timmy.
so excited. They flip over the cards. Oh, my God. I got 21. Oh, my God. Yeah, you do. You know what I mean?
They rigged it, just so you know.
No, it wasn't that rigged. But, yeah. Anyways. All right. D-Gen Tingles. Oh, yeah, he's in. Fahad is all their highlight. Like, yeah, no, that's right. Oh my god.
That's probably true.
That is a lot. All right, so moving on.
You want to go to the news now?
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the news. So we're gonna introduce the news. We're gonna talk about.
There we
what's
go.
going on
Vegas
in Vegas
news. There you go. Look at it.
Oh my God, you got graphics? Yeah, but we got to throw in like what's going on. Okay, so Vegas mask mandate. That's number one.
Yep.
And at the very first day the mask mandate was announced, we had 2 people called and canceled. They're like, that's it. And they specifically mentioned masks. I'm not coming. I'm out. And ever since then, that's not. We actually were worried for a minute because we did hear that. There's a lot of negativity, like literally. There's this guy that's been writing a blog here in town, and I won't mention who. We love the not leaving Las Vegas guy. We love him. We definitely want to do more with him. I love his vlog. But there's another person who writes. He has a sort of fringe news site, and it's just constant negativity where he's like, oh yeah, you're gonna pass this mandate now, everybody's gonna cancel, and he picked up on all the Twitter replies about people wanting to cancel. And the truth of the matter is that we're not really seeing that here. We're not seeing people not coming to town. The mask mandate, who cares? We all got so used to wearing masks. It's not really impacting. There are some people that are, a little butthurt. I don't want to wear a mask. A lot of people don't want to wear a mask, but on the ground here, we're not seeing like lessening of everything that's going on. Our reservations has stayed very robust.
Our walk-in traffic.
Traffic went up yesterday significantly, so we're optimistic that as much as there's masks required, I think we're way past the mask issue. The big issue obviously is some people don't want to get vaccinated, some people are vaccinated, we're all vaccinated. That's a whole nother topic. Not even going to delve into that one because I know it's very touchy for some people, have their thing. But as far as the mask go, listen, we wore masks for a long time, and I mean, I didn't want to put the mask on, but it doesn't bother me all that much. I got the whole thing figured out. I fold it up, put it in my pocket. It's just.
For me, it's just remembering to bring the mask.
Some of us look better with masks on. I'm just saying, okay, you know what I mean. So there's some people that didn't never stop wearing their masks. Even if they were vaccinated, they just kept wearing the mask the whole time. They love it. They love what they look like. Listen, all you can see is my seductive eyes. If it's someone who has been told their whole life that they have beautiful eyes, they're like, oh, look at my eyes above the mask. I am good. Something. I don't know why I'm using a stupid accent.
I have no idea either. I'm like confused over here.
Okay, so there's that. So I don't think mass is the issue. I think the issue is really going to be my biggest. So here the real estate market has been going crazy. We have a lot of people from California moving out to Vegas. There's a lot of markets, local markets, where real estate has gone up because people have moved to suburbs or people have tried to move out of apartment communities and into houses whenever possible, and that's sort of inflated housing prices. Ours is kind of a mix of both. We had a lot of people moving out but we're not like New York City. We're not all that congested in one place. The Valley is a pretty big place. There are some centers. There are some higher density centers, but it's pretty spread out. It's not everybody living on top of each other. Yeah,
no, it's nowhere near like most metropolitan cities. We're like, don't touch me, don't talk to me.
Yep. So the big fear for me is when unemployment benefits run out. Then you really got to start going out and having some kids. Pick up some extra kids. If you don't have enough kids now, grab yourself a couple kids because you need a couple kids because kids pay the bills now, dude. The Democrats passed a nice, fat, healthy allowance if you have kids, which,
So that means do you need multiple wives so you can have more kids faster?
Listen, if you were on the fence about foster care, now
oh my God, that's
busy. I mean, there's a lot of kids in foster care.
No, that's true, but that should not be your incentive.
Well, I mean, but it is sort of. I mean, kids cost money. It's not cheap having kids. I mean, trust me, those diapers, they cost money, dude. It's funny how you got to pay in when you're young, and then you got to pay in when you're old. The diapers come right around the corner. Anyways, but
full cycle.
So but no. On all kidding aside, I mean the reality is that cash flow might change. Inflation is picking up. Logistics. That's another biggest problem we have here. We have gasoline stations like running out of gas because they don't have truck drive. Not for lack of gas, the actual gas. Although I'm always pretty full on gas.
Oh my God. But, look. We don't need to know how much gas you got.
And make a deposit.
Oh my God.
So what are you gonna do? But we have, we have less trucks. We have a lot of logistical issues that need to be resolved. You know what I'm saying? And given how hot it is, the lack of water, what we really need to do is grow more macadamia nuts. That's the big win. Macadamia milk is what we need more of, because it costs a ridiculous amount of water to raise the macadamia. Yeah, no, it's lost on him. Anyways,
What?
it's probably lost on a lot of people. I don't know. I just think that if you live in a dry place where there's not a lot of water, maybe let the other people grow nuts.
Wait, what's
in the
almonds?
places of the world where they have plenty of water. You know what I mean? We don't have to grow nuts in the middle of the desert.
You sure?
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm willing to import the nuts. Just to be clear.
Like to import the nut. Okay.
I don't need nuts
we
on
understand.
hand.
We
I
get
don't
it.
need nuts growing next door to me. But anyways, so I was saying, the big fear is really the eviction moratorium is over. People are going to be out on their ass. I mean, I'm a big advocate for, not having more homeless people.
Yeah.
And we see it. There's a lot of neighborhoods out here that are really getting impacted by there's so many homeless people in some areas that are just being moved around. The street cleaners, they go from one street to the next.
Yeah, we've seen them.
Vegas has done I would say not just Vegas, but the Clark County has done a terrible job accommodating people that are in transition, especially if you're in transition in Vegas. Go to Venice or Santa Monica. I know those people dealing with it too, but they have, they have resources. I mean,
Yeah. It's a little it's a little sad sometimes.
it is sad. There's not a lot of beds here. There are not a lot of services here. It's not the same experience. So I definitely feel bad, given how hot it is.
And you just get pushed
gonna be
around
tough.
from one place to another,
Yeah.
to another, to another.
So those are my fears for the economy in general. People, not having money. I know that there's a lot of people that are out of the workforce right now. There's a lot of people not getting back into the workforce right now. I mean, it's a weird dynamic right now that's playing out. So that's what worries me more than all these other things going on in the world. Besides that, and climate change. I mean, listen, there's a lot. There's a long list. But back to the positive stuff. Okay, ready? Anybody have any questions about that kind of stuff? No, it's just me and my rant. You got your phone? Oh, here. I'm gonna pull it up on the chat. Can we address the lack of functioning air stations? Oh,
you mean like that tire area?
Yeah, no. I don't know what that's about. It's the weirdest thing. That's always been the case. You pull up, you want to get air. Maybe it's something to do with the heat. The heat has negatively impacted these air compressors. I'm not sure. Yeah, I know. I mean, listen, Ross, I feel you. I feel you for sure. I know we've had a few people cancel, like I said. There's definitely people who just don't want to come to Vegas with the whole mask thing. I get it. Hopefully things will settle down and we won't have the issue.
I mean, and look,
our freeways suck. Yeah, that's true.
We don't like the mask as much as everyone else, but we understand. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, oil is doing well, no doubt. Phoenix housing market is crazy. Yeah, the housing market, dude, it's just unbelievable. I've been offered we have so many people moving out here from California, tired of the taxes. I mean, it's just a very difficult climate to be in business as well. I mean, it's hard enough here. I can't even imagine what you have to go through to have a business in California.
Well, it's a weird dynamic when it comes to the housing market, because it's like, I actually know a lot about this. It's a weird dynamic because where are you going to move? Like, there's no houses to buy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you have a house that's worth $100,000 more than it was before, but that doesn't matter if you can't move to another house.
Yeah, no, that's one reason I'm not selling my house, even though I've been offered not a fortune, but wow, holy crap, cash offers above what it's been offered. Because I wouldn't be able to find another house. Where am I going to, I mean, I'm priced out of the market. I did mention I identify as a coupon, right? I need a deal. There's no deal coming for a while, I'm thinking. It's going to be a second.
Yeah, no, it's like the
All
weirdest
right,
thing.
well, yeah, I will say this: compared to freeways like Ventura, 101, 101, those kinds of freeways going on in California, ours are like fantastic. But if you're coming from Arizona, holy crap, do I wish we would get on board with the Arizona freeways. They're so much more driver friendly. They have those long ramps on. Everything they have plenty of lanes. I mean, here they got to that a little bit late.
And let's not to mention the spaghetti bowl.
Well, but that's the thing. We have a spaghetti bowl. It's one area that's like a little, weird. But if you've ever been you haven't been in LA traffic. I mean, LA traffic is quite literally like, We'll drive you to drink, dude. We literally drive you into the drink.
I've been in LA and I haven't been the one driving, but it was. Yeah. I see how tough it is, especially the
LA has
the roads are so small. They're so narrow.
Yeah, they're so narrow. Plus the narrow. Yeah, I mean we can go on forever. I'm sure. I grew up in New York where triple parking, double parking. I mean obviously there's all that. But anyways, all right. So yeah, I honestly think if you're looking for people to cancel en masse, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are worried about the mask mandate, but for the most part, we haven't seen too much of a downtick in action here on the floors. Which brings me to the rumor mill.
Wait, really quick, I just want to say this. Chris P says, I don't mind the mask mandate. It's the pants mandate that I object to. That's pretty good.
That would be interesting. Can you imagine? You're not allowed to wear pants while walking on the strip. That could be fun, by the way. That could be its own adventure. All right, so here's the rumor mill. Ready? I got big rumor. It's been a rumor for a while. And I won't say where I learned this because not allowed to say where I learned this. But basically, we know the Seminoles, Hard Rock, Florida, fantastic operation they got going down there, have been kicking the tires, as they say, here in Vegas, looking to purchase a property. And they've always wanted to go center strip. And what would be ideal location? Maybe Bally's in Paris. Those little, you know what I mean? The Bally Paris juxtaposed. They're kind of like the same property now.
Yeah.
They have like connecting halls, connecting shops, connecting dirt.
Connecting dirt.
I mean, dude, listen, when Caesar's Harris or now El Dorado, I mean, I don't know, El Dorado maybe have a new look on life there. But that place has like been, the opposite of a money pit. They've sort of not invested a whole lot.
In other words, they whacked it.
I mean, I wouldn't say they whacked it. I mean, I'll be honest. Like Paris has like Paris is a kind of an interesting thing. Underneath all the veneer, it's a really relatively inexpensive property. It got built on the cheap. It has some cool kind of interesting attractions. Right, you have the pseudo Eiffel Tower. You have what's his name's has a restaurant there. What's the guy?
Ramsay?
Gordon Ramsay. And Bally's. I've always loved Bally's. I love the Bally's pit, but it's gotten kind of stale. It needs a little bit of money. Needs a little love. Mm-hmm. And I think Seminoles are the company to give it some love. By the way, it's Smith Center Strip. It's a great location. Lots of potential between both of those properties. Can you imagine? That Hard Rock guitar needs to show up on this. It will come back to the strip. I 100% believe that.
Really?
I mean, we've just been 100%. The fact that they had the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, and then they had the Hard Rock Cafe, and then they had one literally on the strip for a minute. But it's too big a brand. It's such a great destination brand to be missing from the strip for this long. I really do think that we're going to be on the verge of hearing some news, maybe. And that'd be great. I love so what's happening here in Vegas, if you haven't already heard, is the decollusion of properties. And when I say that, I don't mean that in the bad sense. I just mean that for a long time there were just a few operators who kind of ran the town. Mm-hmm. Now there's more operators. You have Sam Manuel bought the Palms. You have another operator bought the Rio, and so now if you have Seminoles coming into town, there'll be much more competition.
Which is good for the players, by the way.
You have a lot of really well-heeled Indian management companies. Sam Manuel is one of the most respected employers, period, in the country. I mean, you get zero complaints. They're one of the top-rated employers in the country, hands down. All right, and you can have some really great operators with a lot of cash flow, a lot of investment, a lot of incentive to one-up each other, and that's what we need. We need more competition. That's how we get back to flat-dollar tables.
Yep.
We got casinos competing for their customers. Right now you got on the strip anyways, you got a few operators not competing for too much since everybody's there, and you got table limits that are ridiculous. How about lower table limits, more incentives to come, more coupons?
Yeah.
I mean, more coupons, dude. I mean, cheaper
that's
rooms,
all you want. You're like more
aggressive
coupons.
Pricing, right? Because now there'll be incentive. They're gonna want you in their player book. You follow?
No, yeah, I agree. I'm pretty excited to see how Vegas changes. I don't only know a lot because David sits there and, believe it or not, goes in very detailed depth of how it works. But now that I know it's going to be a really interesting dynamic seeing how all this competition is going to happen.
And I really think you're going to see a lot more players show up. I really do. I think MGM, I think Eldorado, I think they're going to divest in their interest. They're going to focus on their key properties. They're going to kind of constrain themselves, and they're going to be saving money for other types of investments. They're already spinning themselves off into real estate, casino management, 2 different opportunities, and you'll have some new players coming in.
And I think every casino that's been sitting on their ass just thinking that their name is going to get them by is finally going to, they're going to get a kick with the boot and getting moved forward, because holy crap, it sucks sometimes. You know how many times people come in here and like $25 tables, $25,
$100 tables,
$100 tables. You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
No, it is ridiculous, dude.
I'm waiting for the $3 tables. Okay.
$3 tables to make a comeback. That's not happening. I mean, Bird Game would be nice too, but that's not happening. We're gonna have to start our own casino to bring back the Bird Game. And if me and Alex ever get far enough to have our own little casino, Bird Game's gonna be. We'll have a week of it. I don't think we can sustain ourselves too much on a Bird Game. $5 buy-ins don't pay a lot of bills, dude.
That's true.
$5 buy-ins, you can't win a lot of money. But it would be cool to bring it back and have some nostalgia, still be able. I'll be like 80 years old, bent over a dice, dealing a Bird Game, back to dealing a Bird Game. Holy crap. All right, ready? Anybody have any questions about this one? Seminoles are coming to town. They're coming to town. You mark my words. They're not going to be left out. It's the race. So we're going to have some of the best management tribes ever here in town.
Oh, Beard Hooker says, didn't Professor Scott say $3 tables always brought in a lot of action?
That's the thing. I mean, so yes, they do. And the thing they attract the most is a lot of prop action, a lot of free bets for the casino. So the hold on those games can be higher because you have people, you're in a $20 bill, guess what? You're throwing into the prop action, you're going for those long odds, those are the types of players. No takeaway, everybody's got their different, what can you do with a $20 bill, right? You got hardways, parlays, little field bet. I mean, it's much more aggressive plays. You're not playing, 22 inside with a $20 bill, right?
Yeah.
So like it's almost free money to the casino. You can't even get out. I mean, at $20. I mean, people are just grinding away. The only thing it takes away from is that spot. So if you can get a $25 player, that's a thing. But if you're a dead game and you're just sitting around waiting for that that elusive $25 or even $10 player, whatever the case is, that's why Scott was very specific. He had hours. When he knew his pit was slower, he could run a $3 game, put the word out, and people would come and play. And he would have the dealers in place to accommodate. So what a lot of casinos do is and this is sort of, normal fare, right? You scroll back, right, based on the traffic that you have. But that traffic is built around, this sort of 10, 25 different types of increments. Yeah. Now imagine, instead of you eliminating a table on Graveyard, you can eliminate maybe 1, 2 less tables and have a $3 game to pull in that traffic. Because if people know you have a $3 game, maybe they show up for the early shift. Maybe they stay later knowing the table is going to go to $3. Mm-hmm. And this is a fact, by the way. I've worked many low-rent casinos, and if people know the table's going down to $5 after midnight, they'll stay and wait. I've had plenty of people do that. They'll literally stay and wait until the table's a $5 game, and then they start playing. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I mean, as someone who's here at Casino Quest, we get asked a lot, what are the lowest limit tables we can find? Yep. Where can we find them? And people will go out of their way to go to those casinos.
Yeah, I think some of the justification is a little lost because people see this. It takes I wouldn't say a leap of faith, but there's lots of different motivating factors, right? You have your labor costs. The labor costs on table, and if you wonder if ETGs are ever going to take away from table games, well, no, because here in Vegas, anyways, you have that sort of that personal dynamic, right? And it's really relatively cheap for a casino to run a game. So you're just looking at minimum wage. The dealers are paid basically maybe $9 an hour if it gets up to that, or $10 an hour, whatever the case is. But outside of that, and of course all the expenses that goes it, but it's also expensive to maintain. There's labor associated with a slot machine. There's power, obviously. There's the purchasing of the slot machines. Some of these slot machines cost a boatload of money, right?
Yep, like the Aruzi game.
Ruzy game, ton. But anyways, there's a lot of considerations. I don't get the whole lack of a $5 game at the very least. Maybe $3 game in a lot of locations is a little bit weird, but it's what's weirder is going to a casino and seeing them with all these extra crap tables that are they're either dead, they're either there's no players at them, or they're just dead. They're just sealed up and gone. You could have a crew. You could
Yeah.
have a crew working that table for $5, and I bet it would be full.
And they would be happier because they'd be getting tips.
Whoever goes that route, like if you're a casino and you have, let's say, a pit of 10 dice games, and you have 5 dice games sitting dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and now you have a $5 table. I mean, could be big, dude.
I think it's a win for everybody, but
I mean, you would think.
Yeah.
Anyway, but what do we don't know anything. We don't know anything. All right. What else you got? Anything else?
Yeah.
Anything good and positive? Okay, so here we go. You ready?
Here.
Do you have the Resorts World stuff?
Yeah, but I can't see from
We went to
here.
Resorts World. It's a mixed bag. I got a lot of opinions on that. I will say this. I'm gonna get the overly positive stuff out of the way. I can't be overly positive on this one. I gotta tell you. There are some disappointing elements, but there is a lot that is wonderful about that place. Do you got it? Oh, what's that?
That's the wrong one.
That's the exit. I mean, if you just cancel the whole thing, then we can go home, huh? And disappoint all, huh?
Here, just keep going. Keep talking.
Just keep talking?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm not known to talk too much.
I think I disagree with that.
Really? All right, well, let's see. Someone's firing away over here. Yeah, $3 to $5 games. Okay, here, done. Dealer tips aren't a table limit thing. They're a player thing. Yep. Yeah, I can stay local, play $5. Yeah, that's another thing, by the way, is like a lot of you players out there who are looking for certain types of action. You're not going to come to Vegas if your local casino supports the action, right? If you know you can't get a $5 game, why would you come here? That's another thing. Why don't? I mean, I don't get it. But anyways, we'll get to. All right, do you have the?
Well, do you see the picture here?
I don't see any picture. Is there a picture? It's right over my head, dude.
Yeah,
What's going
it's
on?
over our heads right now. I'm trying to move
Really?
it.
You're trying to move it? All right. Well, anyways, we did the tour.
It's a little tough to do it from this side.
You can't see it. Well, just do it over there, dude. Just do it over there. Let's not disappoint everybody. They wouldn't, All right. Well, I'll talk over here. See? Look. See that? All right. Well, anyways, we walked over to Resorts World, which is a fantastic walk. It's not too far from where we are at Fast Show. A little further than I thought, believe it or not. Are you gonna disconnect us or cancel us?
There's no way.
There's no way you can do that. Can you just click on it and move it over? We're experiencing, I wouldn't say technical issues. It's more or less, wow. It's sticky issues. Sticky.
It's not letting me move it.
It's not letting you move it? All right. Well, anyways, screw it. That's disappointing.
Keep talking.
Keep talking? Okay. So here's the thing. First of all, it's a beautiful property. It's definitely worth a view. You should go check it out. It's absolutely 100% worth a visit. It's got some wonderful colors. The pits are beautiful. The walkways are beautiful. They used a lot of LED and neons. Oh, there we go. Wow. Oh, never mind. Anyways, the thing that was missing. Oh, you moved it. Holy smokes! Yeah, just put it over you. Perfect. They even have a craps table on the strip. That's a 31 for 1 table.
Which was
and
a
a
shocker.
triple 12 in the field. For those of you who are following that kind of stuff, it's a 16 for 1 and a 31 for 1. Those are downtown odds on a strip property. I don't know if he has that, but we did the whole tour. Can they see all those? Are you rolling through all those? Yeah.
I'm trying
they
to
even
find
have
a
like
table.
a dedicated Raider space. That was a woman's ass. That's actually that's not a woman who's staying there. She was just visiting. But anyways, they have this huge globe that plays out these different things in the very middle of it, which is kind of cool. Anyways, a lot of really cool stuff. The use of tech throughout this whole place is really interesting. You can even order. There's an app you can order from their food court on your phone and just go pick it up, pay for it, pick it up. You can. They have a cashless games. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Here's what you'll notice about these pictures. Like if that's really obvious, go keep going. Well, not a lot of people. We actually got a picture of the front. Very front doors and quite a few pictures.
I don't think you sent me that picture.
I didn't send it to you. Yeah, I did. It's the very last one. I got to it the very last one.
Oh, these are all the pictures
That's
I
it.
got. Yeah.
Go back. That's it. That's all you got. Oh my God, a little bit. Anyways, we got a picture of the front door, and there's 0 people. We literally had 0 people coming in or out. We were able to literally sit there for a minute and capture the front door. When we went in there, we were like really amazed that there were so few people. And of all the tables they had a huge pit, their main pit. So all of these, everything you're seeing here is literally littered around. It goes around. There's a pits in the middle, the slots are in the middle, and then they have then they have all these different little restaurants, and then they have this eating. They call it an Asian food. Market.
Court?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a food court. It's really just a food court. I have to say, whatever you heard that it's like, it looks like any other food court.
It's a food court, of course.
You got to walk a little further because it's a bigger food court than some.
Yeah, and it isn't like your average food court where you're gonna find Panda Express and stuff. But.
There's no Panda Express. What you will find are $13 for 3 dumplings.
And not big dumplings, by the way.
Dude.
Like the dumplings are about like this big.
We ate noodles. We had some noodles.
You are the dumpling.
Yeah, I became the dumpling. I have graduated. We went and got noodles. The noodles we weren't impressed. The one thing we were impressed that we saw the picture of is that vegan. They had this, believe it or not, for those of you who are like me, who like your ice cream old fashioned with a lot of cream, sugar, with a cow lard just shoved right in there, mixed in with all the fixings. They had this ice cream place, and it looked great. And it's a vegan. I'm not a big vegan guy. I'll be honest with you.
It was vegan ice cream.
Vegan, because I don't understand. Like, light whipped cream to me is like very confusing. Like, it's already light. How much lighter can it be? Why would I eat light whipped cream? It makes no sense, dude. I went from 12 calories to 3 calories. Why? And it tastes like crap. You know what I mean? I'm all in on the Kraft mac and cheese kind of guy. Like, there's all these alternatives that try to be mac and cheese, and they just don't work out the same way. But anyways, we actually went to this one, and it was the most reasonably priced thing in the whole place. Can you show them? There it was.
Here's the ice cream.
It was fantastic.
I got the banana split.
It was really, really good, dude. I mean, that's the banana split. And by the way, that banana split, I don't know what they did with it, but holy crap,
Dude,
it
it was so good.
And the banana was literally like the cleanest, freshest banana I'd ever seen, dude.
The strawberry. Okay, look.
It might have been an organic banana.
Look, I'm a big fruit person.
Yeah.
The strawberries were so good.
I don't know what happened there.
They like got like literally
injected.
They literally like
Yeah,
it's like they tasted every strawberry before
I don't
they bought it.
understand how they got this banana in there. When you go to the store and they say it's an organic banana, but they want to charge you $2 as opposed to 25 cents because it's organic, which doesn't make sense because it's under a peel. It's under like a 2-foot leather enclosure. Like, why? Of course it's organic. That's like the one thing I don't get that at all. But this banana was something. It was literally, you see it. I mean, it's the whitest banana I've ever seen. I don't get it. But anyways, this place was really good.
Oh yeah, the whipped cream was good. It was vegan whipped cream too.
Yeah, no, I don't understand that. But anyway, it was really good. Taste-wise, absolutely fantastic. That's a closer look. And then they put in all this. I mean, it was really.
Yeah, they put
fantastic.
caramel, chocolate, and
Go for the
strawberry.
If you've never eaten, is it vegan? How's it pronounced? Vegan. Vegan. If you've never eaten vegan ice cream, this is the place to go because it was fantastic. That's the what's that? Oh,
that's
that
one
was
of the bars.
That's a Foofy. No, that's not a bar. That's that Foofy. This is a 5 Michelin starred. This is attached to a Michelin starred restaurant. Remember this one?
Oh yeah.
And the seating was literally oof. I was like, wow, there's nobody seated.
There's
here.
literally nobody.
And
there.
by the way, we went there at 6 o'clock on a Friday. This is 6 p.m. on a Friday.
Yeah, no, we went there where it should have been the busiest, and it wasn't.
No,
it was
there.
literally a shocker. I was sitting there.
You could have launched a cannon, dude. A cannon. Did you? You didn't see? Do we have the pictures of us up in the convention areas and the different areas of the? No?
I don't think you sent that one to me. Let's see.
Well, anyway, this is a food court. This is outside. Wally's was a little busy, but that's the lobby. That's like the lobby.
I don't have the.
You don't have all the pictures? Oh my god. But anyway, so it just wasn't very busy, which is really disappointing because a property this size with this new, fresh. I mean, it doesn't even have time to be unfresh. It's still fresh. It was just unwrapped not too long ago.
Yeah, it was a little depressing to be honest.
It was a little depressing.
There was literally places of the casino where you could have probably committed a murder.
You didn't see the crock. Yeah, no one would know for days.
Yeah,
dude.
no one would know.
There would be no body. No one would pick up on this.
And they had a
Did you see
lot
the
of
Croc?
employees.
I didn't. You didn't. We had the Crockford's entrance was basically, I wouldn't say dead, but not going. I mean, maybe this is just the wrong time. But the thing is we went to the Wynn.
Yeah.
We've been going around and taking images, doing tours, and looking at, comparing some food. Every place else, you can't even get in.
Yeah, no, it's
You
tough.
can't get a table. You have to order like in advance. Days sometimes.
And me and David are very busy people, so like we don't make reservations. We just
You're
try.
busy? How'd you get so busy? What's going on?
Because I'm busy because you're busy.
Am I busy? Damn. Okay, well,
so
yeah.
we don't get to make a lot of reservations because we don't know when we're gonna be free. So we'll walk to a restaurant and it's closed or not closed. It's full, and we can't do anything because it's like, well, we couldn't make a reservation. And they're like, do you want to make a reservation? It's like, dude, we gotta eat. We got 20 minutes before we gotta get back.
Yeah, they had there was another place there, Marigold's with the lobster. They have lobster and burgers. Imagine that, lobster and burgers. That's their thing. Burger, lobster. There was one person in a baby with a baby stroller. I mean, that was it.
One
in
person.
This whole, it's all. And there was another place called Buns and Buns. What's it called? Something in the buns. Anyways, there was literally there were just staff sitting there leaning against all the cooking stuff. Zero people.
No, every restaurant we walk past, empty.
Yeah, empty. The food court had people, but it was mostly people looking around because they've heard of it's supposed to resemble like a street in some kind of Asian market where you go and there's food stalls, but as you can see, it's nothing like that. It's it's just food stalls of like modern fooderies.
And the thing is, the food sucks.
I don't know if I would go that far. I mean, it was edible. The dumplings were great, but for $13, man, that was disappointing. Three dumplings.
That noodles we had sucked.
Okay, yeah, the noodles are rough. I don't know. Anyways, listen here. We don't like to bag on any property. I will say this: like our experience was a bit limited. They have a lot of work to do. There's no doubt about it. The fact that it's a fresh new casino and it's not seeing a lot of action is really does not bode well. At least right now. There's definitely some things. I was impressed though. 16 and 31. They have downtown odds on that crap table. That's pretty cool.
The odds were really cool. David walked right past the craps table.
I couldn't believe it.
And then I looked at the table and I realized, holy crap.
We went and took a picture. You didn't get the picture of the craps table?
I don't have it. Even in the email, I don't have it.
God. Yeah, so they had a lot of dead tables. They had, of all their tables, their entire pit, they were like 10 tables with action on it. The rest of them were all either standing dead or closed. They had one other table closed. The Crockford's entrance, where they have the high limit. If you don't know Crockford's, it's a UK high limit casino there, and wasn't all that busy. Although, frankly, it looked busier than where we were coming from. But having been in this business a long time, it's many new casinos. I mean, I've opened 3 properties, and they're all packed. I mean, when they opened, so.
This is the last thing I'll say about negative. I think it was they were too emotionally invested. It seems like they thought all their ideas were great, and then they realized it wasn't.
Well,
now I'm not. Look, this is not to say Resorts World is gonna fail completely. There's still room to pivot and be better.
Bulb.
And I think they can, but they have to be willing.
Well. And if anybody says they open at the wrong time, not really, because most casinos are packed. Reservations are sold out. It's literally, this town has been going nonstop. Those of you who have been here, you've seen it. $25 tables, $100 tables that are busy. So there's not a lot of. I do think that there's some dynamics they need to address with there. I think they aimed a little high. I think they need to sort of lower some limits, lower some prices. Maybe throw in a Panda Express or move a Denny's
I don't know about that.
Get the rest of us thinking about coming out. I have heard some. As far as the rooms go, we didn't get to check out the rooms. I've heard completely mixed things about the rooms. So some people have been very excited. Other people talked about how the rooms are smaller than they expected. In terms of I do know that they have this really advanced room service. They have these room service ads all over the place. Basically, you can get room service from any of the restaurants there. That's just really cool. So they have a lot of cool stuff in place. It's just that I don't know if they're appealing to the right demographic quite yet. But anyways, stuff to work out. We have some people we know that work there that have really enjoyed working there. Other people have quit already. It's kind of that. So it's a mixed bag. That's it, mixed bag.
It has a lot of potential, though.
And you heard it here. You heard it here first. Yeah, a lot of potential. I'll let them know. We'll send that up the poll. Okay, ready? Here's some exciting news. The next bit of news is all positive. Okay, Railroad Pass is the oldest operating casino in Nevada.
Yeah.
Okay. And the first one downtown, of course, Golden Gate was, 1 Fremont Street where I broke in. But Railroad Pass is celebrating its 90th year today.
Wow.
It was casino license number 4 the state ever issued. There was no 1 and 2, and number 3 is out of business. I was trying to figure out who number 3 was, but they're no longer around. It's not a thing.
Got whacked.
It got whacked a long time ago. So they opened in 1931.
Wow, really?
1931. They've been going ever since. So for the longest time, they were the closest to Boulder City, which is the only town in Nevada where there's no gambling is illegal. It used to be drinking was illegal too. Okay, but there's no gambling. So if the closest place to gamble has always been where Railroad Pass is now. And in 2015, the property was bought by a private developer, an individual, who has been slowly evolving, Railroad Pass into what it is today. So for those of you not familiar, if you're coming up from the dam or you're coming up from Arizona, it's like the first one there on the hill, you'll see a Railroad Pass. It's been known to, it gets a lot of the tour buses, things like this that are coming from south. And over the last couple of years, they've added a gas station. They're working on a new tower now, and the place has definitely upgraded. They definitely have upgraded the floor. He's definitely spent some money. This new tower, I guess, is going to be like $15 million. They're expecting to open that soon. So I'm impressed. By the way, we work with the Railroad Pass and the Pass in Henderson, who used to be the El Dorado. So this same individual went ahead and bought the Pass. It used to be the El Dorado.
Yeah.
El Dorado closed. COVID kind of whacked them. The pit had already closed. The table games there had already closed. It was just slots. And then he bought that property, and now it's called just the Pass. So there's the Pass in Henderson that's off of Water Street, and then there's the Railroad Pass, which is on the way to Boulder. We're excited. I love the Pass. I love both of these casinos. I think are fantastic. We have a few dealers that work there now.
Yeah.
They have a craps pit. They're trying to evolve at Railroad Pass, so we're trying to help them with that. And the Pass at Water Street is fantastic. Formerly the El Dorado. When I say fantastic, that whole area, that downtown area of Henderson, has been sort of gentrified. They're working on evolving that space, making it more like the main street that we have in downtown Vegas now.
Yeah.
And they're creating characters. A farmers market there on the weekends, which is kind of cool.
It's pretty cool.
And they, used to be a bunch of bars and, union halls and things like this. And they're slowly sort of moving that out and making it more bars and other types of things,
But there's a lot of food down there now, too.
But there is a lot of food. And I really think that in the next 5 years or so, I think that area is going to be a wonderful place. It started out, that area, for those of us who have been here a while, Henderson used to be sort of the backlot of Vegas. It's where if your house had wheels, you kind of moved it down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's changed. I actually had a friend of mine whose house literally had wheels, and that's where he ended up at a mobile home park there. But now it's, there's some really nice areas of Henderson all over the place.
There is. It's like the place you want to go.
No, dude, Henderson, the lakes, they have a lot of really ritzy areas too, by the way.
But just this is a fun fact.
Uh-oh.
It's the most safest city in.
It's the safest city?
Yeah.
In where?
U.S.
In the United States?
At least a couple years ago. I don't know about still.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Anywhere, yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't know that fact. That's a fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
That is a great fact. But anyways, Henderson's coming along really well. And we wish Railroad Pass a happy 90th birthday.
Happy birthday.
And many more to come. Yeah, we love all those people down there. Rhonda, special shout out to you. Thank you so much for everything that you guys have done with the school and all of our relationships going forward. That's fantastic. Okay, ready?
I'm going to go back and read some of these comments about resorts.
Resorts? Uh-oh. We're getting a lot of hate mail from resorts, people? What's going on?
Eric said a Taco Bell will fix Resorts Road's problems.
Dude, I'm in. I'm so in. I would love to even just run that franchise. By the way, you move a Taco Bell in there, and you know how that's going to be the one place busy. Wally's was busy. Wally's makes sense there because it's about expensive wine and Starbucks. They have 3 Starbucks there. They have 2 or 3.
Starbucks.
They have a Starbucks at every level. You can't walk too far without getting your fix for coffee over there.
That's true.
Oh my God, I'm doing Ghost and Starbucks at the same time. That's brutal. Let me put the coffee over here. Okay, what other comments we have? Any more feedback?
It says maybe international travel will improve for them.
So that is a very good observation. That's a big thing here is international travel. We need conventions to come back. We need international. The great thing about resorts is it's located very close to convention center. It's literally like the opposite side of the street. So as conventions fill up, that place is going to be packed.
That's true.
And then you have people with corporate credit cards that can pay $13 for 3 dumplings all day long. Because when the conventions comes into the Sands Venetian and they push us all down to the basement and they have those 4 food groups there, and you have no choice but to spend $50 for a basket of chicken, then it starts making sense. That's how Vegas just goes by the by. So I agree 100%. International travel, conventions, resorts is a big win. Right now, not a lot. Everybody that we saw, not everybody, a lot of people that we saw there were look-a-loos. They weren't looking to play or spend money. They were just touring, going through.
Yeah, because it's the new property. You got to go see it type of thing.
And I think they better change that because a lot of pulleys there are sitting dead, waiting for stuff to do on a Friday night. That was the thing, Friday night.
Yeah, no. Rough.
Across the street, we were watching the Gordo, Tacos El Gordo,
yeah, Tacos El
packed.
Gordo.
People just around the turn. And then they would get their taco and walk over across the street to Resort Squirrel, looking around.
Chacoma Chris says, friends staying at Resorts Row in a couple weeks. I'll report on the rooms.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to hear about the rooms. I've heard 100% mixed. I heard someone that stayed at one of the Crockford rooms absolutely loved it. There was some very cool features they had about the rooms there, and they loved it. I had another person that went and thought it was overpriced for what they felt that they got. Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you so much, Taco
Legal
Marcus.
fund.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. We have a legal fund.
Appreciate it.
We're building that one. That's good. Thank you so much because that's going to be a big fat check. That's why. We also have the Sticky 21 adventure. And if we do get 100 likes, we're going to give away this lanyard. We're going to have a giveaway every single show. So if you tune in for our YouTube, and by the way, for those of you who are going to listen to this later on our podcast, we do this every Sunday night at 5 p.m. on our YouTube channel, CEG Dealers. What's this?
Oh, it's Tacoma. Oh, like the car. That makes a lot more sense, actually.
Okay. Yeah, good. All right. And if you give us a $20 super chat, you get, you're going to get some checks. Unless it's like this, where I guess you don't want the checks, you're just doing it for the legal fund. We gotta keep doing, or the tote for 25. But anyway, just say checks and then say tote, and we'll hook you up. Whatever you need, we're here to please. All right, you ready? We got some more news coming.
We got more news.
We got more news, sort of out of market news, sort of vague, not really Vegas news, but it's amazing what's going on with casinos everywhere. So Monarch Casino reported in. They have a casino up in Reno. And they have also a Blackhawk casino. They're kind of a smaller game company, and now they're going into a big fat game company because they're just in the right position at the right time. Reno is doing really well because they built this fantastic industrial park where Tesla is building. They have the Tesla Gigafactory up there. People are moving over there in droves. We had someone from the school who ended up there, by the way. Got a big fat job as an engineer and designer. And a couple other friends went up there where Tesla was offering outrageous sums of money to start there with no experience, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, no experience, and it sucked because I was literally on the verge of going up there buying a house and going to deal. Actually, I was offered a job as a supervisor at a casino there. I turned it down because the houses were a little bit more than I had wanted to spend, and now I wish I had gone because now those houses have gone through the roof. You can't get a house now. It's all, the whole place is going up. It's like San Francisco or those areas around there.
Yeah.
Because they built this massive industrial park. Everybody's moved up there. The good news for all you dealers up there is casinos have got a lot of traffic. The casinos that are there, dealers are making more money, and the gaming operators there are doing fantastic business. And then at the same time, this Monarch has a casino in Blackhawk, and of course Blackhawk recently raised its limits. Went with no limits, and they added craps and roulette, and they're just like everything's off the charts. Most of the casinos there are reaching capacity, having capacity limitations because they can't get enough people in the property. And they've actually reached out to the school for dealers, dude. One of them on the middle of the road, $37 an hour is the toke rate or tip rate, not including wage.
Really, that's pretty good.
I mean, pretty good. That's a fantastic job, dude. That's like a Cosmo job in Colorado. The problem is, of course, is where do you live? How do you commute to the casino? There's all the logistical issues. But for the most part, it just bodes well. Casino dealers are making moves, staying in business. Casinos are doing well. Casinos are exploding all over really. All right, I see a lot of chat. Is there anything chatty wise?
Yeah, there's some chat. I mean, you have the chat there, no?
I mean, I'm not watching it. I'm staying away. I'm staying safe.
It's all positive.
Donate checks to chat, por favor. Okay, I think I have them all. Oh, okay, perfect. Crop zoom is just the same as XLR, not worth the upgrade. See, Eric? So that's what I've heard. I've heard that the upgrade, the Crockford's upgrade is like, eesh.
Yeah.
Not a big deal, even though you pay like a lot. Although the roommates have gone down, if you notice at Resort World, it's not the same as it used to be. They were demanding ridiculous amounts of money at first, and now it's not so much.
Taco Mall Chris, I'm gonna keep with that just because at this point it's a thing. I'm just gonna add it to whoever wins this lanyard also gets the chipset.
Also gets the chipset. There you go. All right. Okay, so that's that. For next up is so I'm basically gonna give out. So at the end of every podcast, we are going to look at winning Keno numbers. So what I would love for is everybody out there, anyone who has winning Keno numbers, take a picture of the screen that you win and send it to us, because we want to throw these up there and have our winner's circle, our Keno winner's circle, okay? And share numbers that have worked out for us. So here's the numbers that worked out for me the most part, okay? First of all, 1 to 5 on the top line, 5 spot. You want to bet at least enough money to get out like $200, $400, this kind of thing. Got to get to a quarters, okay? But 1 to 5 and 6 through 10 are my favorite all-time 5 spots. Literally up for 5 spots. I mean, those are. The other thing is my 8 spots. I used to do well at Casino Rouge in Baton Rouge. It's not. I don't even know if it's around anymore. Casino Rouge and Baton Rouge. But the 1 line going all the way down and the 10 line going all the way down, 8 spots obviously, 8 spots all the way going down. So those were always my popular. But the big wins this week have been on compounded 9s, the bottom. So if you guys have seen my strat video, you can go and check out both times I've won. We got 7 out of 9s to build up our, that's the whole idea. The reason I like 9 spots, and people ask, well, why don't you play 7 spots? I do play 7 spots when I'm on my own, when I'm on 4-card Keno, and I compound 4 cards. When I'm on 20 cards, I play 9 spots because I'm going for ammo. I'm going for ammo, longevity, and then ultimately to hit that 8 out of 9 compounded on the bottom. So when I say compounded, you'll know what I mean. I overlap them all so that I have every possible. Anytime 8 numbers comes up on the bottom, bam, I got 8 out of 9. And sure enough, 2 out of 2, batting 100%. Just I feel so good, dude. All the haters out there. I won both times on camera. Yes, I did. Just saying.
Okay, but I fell asleep during that whole conversation.
You're such a little bastard. But that's it. Those are. There's. By the way, I was gonna do jackpot alerts. There's so many flipping jackpots. Like everybody's winning the last week of the month. There was a few casinos gave out all their progressive hits, and I mean, if it's not me winning, I'm less motivated, dude, to talk about that. I mean, fantastic. You hit $130,000, and you're from somewhere else. God bless you. You know what I mean? You don't live with me. You're not paying any bills. I don't know what to tell you. Enjoy yourself. If it's not Keno, I'm kind of checked out. You know what I mean? If it's Keno, I want to see it because I love to see how it pays, what they hit on. I'm so interested, There's a guy. So one of my stories, before I get to story time, do we have any commentary here?
I think you put everyone to sleep there.
Oh my
they
God,
heard all your
everybody's checked
Keno
out?
they're all your Keno chatting, and they're like, you know what? I gotta go to bed now.
They're off to bed. Well, it is getting late. How many hours are you doing this? 10 more minutes? 11 more minutes?
No, we got plenty of time.
We got plenty of time? All right. So now we switch to story time or Q&A. We'll do some Q. Is there any Q&A? Is anybody asking any questions? What are your questions? What do you have?
Well, we got a story time graphic and a
We
Q&A
do have a story time? David. Oh, Daddy David. What is this with Daddy David? We had a guy come. Quite a few of you go, listen, I can't call you Daddy. I can't do Daddy. Grandpa.
And then we got a Q&A one.
Ask your question. We'll just do Q&A. Here you go. Boom. Up on the screen. Ask your questions. Let me know. What do you want? Where are you at? Go ahead.
I think everyone wants story time.
Really? Everybody just hanging. Well, one of the stories I used to have was there was this old guy that used to play, and those of you who are in the Keno scene, There's a Keno scene, dude.
There's a Keno scene.
There really is. There's those of us that are in the know that have circulated. Because there's a few places here in town we love to play. There's obviously Jackpot Joni's, obviously. There's Dottie's, which is also Bourbon Street, and then they have this Latin version. I forget what the hell, margarita something.
There's a Latin version.
There's a Latin version. They serve margaritas, and they have a margarita machine, and there's Latin music in the background. And I gotta say, like, I can't go to those because the Latin music drives me insane, drives me crazy. Listen, you know, I love the Latin people, I love the country, I love the dancing, I love the music. That's, you know, it just the same. It just.
Look, you're trying to explain yourself. I'm so shook that there's a Latin version.
There really is. There's a Latin version. It does make sense, though, because of the whole margarita thing. Everybody loves margaritas, dude. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's true.
Yeah. And they serve like Mexican food, quesadillas, little tacos, that kind of thing. The Bourbon Street one is like they serve daiquiris, and, you know, it's a sports bar type of thing, kind of thing. There's another place in town called Molly's that they have out here. But the thing with Dottie's is they have the U1s. They have a lock on, like, the ultimate Keno machine. It's quite literally, if you saw it, I'm going to take a picture of all the different games. But there's like 20 plus different Keno variations, all with fairly high paybacks. Okay, what do we got now?
So there's actually a couple questions, but I want to read this before I read some of the questions.
Got it. Go.
Want to see Daddy David's Keno play at Dottie's?
I know, I'm working on that. So I have it recorded, but I don't talk because I don't want to take away from other people's experience. You know what I mean?
You think we could ever get Dottie's to let you record?
I know, but then I would need to, like, have. I mean, I suppose. I mean, there are people that go in there with their Instagram and just fire away. They could care less.
Really?
Yeah, and then I care because I'm trying to focus on the damn machine. You know what I'm saying? And they're out there having an Instagram party. You know, right behind me.
Well, then why don't you just walk in there and be like,
with my whole, just like, screw it. I'm gonna just talk and play.
Yeah.
Just like live stream it. I would love that, by the way. And you guys just talk you through it. You know, my whole experience.
And they could tell you what numbers to play.
I know, because this last month would have been fantastic. But we have we recorded everything.
Yeah, it's
recorded. We have the highlights of the Keno thing.
It's just quiet highlights.
Quiet. Well, I can always narrate it, like what I was thinking, what was going through my head, how badly I had to pee. I was holding it in.
Would you guys like to see something like that, by the way?
The pee part or the Keno part?
The Keno part. The Keno
that
part.
Makes sense. Okay, good.
Here's an interesting question. David, do you see a shutdown / reset coming with the COVID situation?
Nope. Not going to shut down. There's no way. We can't afford it. No one can afford it. That'd be absolute craziness. No matter what I think the politics don't support it. The reality on the street doesn't support it. Another shutdown would be absolutely devastating.
Here's the 2 cents from the 20-year-old.
Oh, here comes the 20-year-old 2 cents. Maybe 3 cents. You don't know. Go ahead.
The more I think about it, it's just tough. How do you close down? There's just no. People need money. There's no way to get money.
All right, ready? Here's some little inside information. There were some kind of conversations that casinos were having and talking about, you know, what they were willing to do. They're not willing to do much. I'm telling you right now. They're not. Capacity limitations would be devastating on their own. At the very worst case scenario, they may enact certain types of capacity restrictions, but for the most part, the good news is not as many people are actually getting sick or dying. So even though a lot of people are getting infected, having symptoms, and it's not comfortable, we got to be home, do whatever we got to do. We're just moving forward. I don't think at this point any of us that actually have to work, make a living, pay our bills. There's not a lot of choices left. So casinos are the same way. They employ a lot of people. If we shut down again, it's already hard enough to keep the employees we have. We work so hard just to get back to restart.
Yeah.
To have us shut down again, I think it would be. And by the way, any politician who goes that route, it's just not going to look good. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's no more stimulus. We're overstimulated.
You're overstimulated?
I mean,
you can't be overstimulated, dude.
I'm telling you, there's no more money coming down the pipe. People are about to be, even the eviction moratorium is about to end in many places. Those communities that haven't been able to extend it, there's all, we're at the end of the road.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's just no way.
At this point, it's herd immunity or nothing.
We got to go all in. It's like that's it.
What I would like to see is people just. Me personally, I I think we just got to keep all moving forward and being positive and just laying off all the other stuff and just do what we have to do to, make stuff work for ourselves. You know what I mean? I think us just staying in it, because I do hear this question a lot, and I know that there's trust me, there's a lot of people in a lot of different positions. Obviously, casinos this is a really important topic. And if you look around the casinos, you see them all dealing with it differently. Some have plastic up everywhere. Others have zero plastic. Some enforce the mask mandate. Some are sort of iffy.
Yeah.
Some fire you if they see you not wearing a mask. Some could care less. It's just this constant, it's all over the place. So at this point, what are you going to do?
Okay, next
What else
question
we
is,
got?
James asks, David, did you ever work for Bally's?
Wow, that's a great question. Not for Bally's. I didn't ever work for the Bally's. When Bally's owned Bally's. I never worked for Caesar's properties. So the companies I worked for as I've been in the business were, I worked for a lot of properties that were independently owned at the time. So I worked for, when the Golden Gate, I worked for a different set of brothers. It was before Derek Stevens got involved. And I worked for both the Gate and the Fitz before the Fitz became the D. Okay. And originally they were separate properties when I worked for them. Although I think one of the owners of the Gate made an investment in, I don't know, something like this, in the Fitzgerald. When I say the Fitz, I mean the Fitzgerald. I also worked for Merv Griffin. I worked for when he owned Players in Lake Charles, and then I was supposed to move it back to Mesquite. Worked at Players in Mesquite, which became Casablanca. And that was the old resorts. That was, Kojak. Remember Kojak? He used to, I don't remember. You don't remember him, but those of us in the know, Kojak used to promote Merv Griffin properties, and he had them in Atlantic City. He was quite literally, he was quite the magnet, dude. I mean, he had an empire, Merv. I actually got to meet Merv, came on the Players Lake Charles boat. That's how huge a success it was. It was unlike anything I've ever seen.
Really?
Oh, it's fantastic, dude. You want to hear stories? Listen, when they opened Atlantic City was printing money for a while. When they first opened Atlantic City, the stories of all the cash, like where you couldn't put the paddle down, that is what happened at Lake Charles. They ran out of cans. They were using hefty trash bags to move money off the casino floor. They ran out of cans. They didn't have enough cans, dude. There were people. These were low limit tables.
Oh, this is the story. Okay,
this is where they literally could not. It was printing money on a level. They were the only casino. It was Lake Charles, Louisiana. For those of you who've been out there, Players was the very first boat. Amazingly, I chose a floor job. I had no idea that the deal. Well, there was no option to deal there if you were from Vegas, but they hired Vegas supervisors. I went right to the dice pit there, and the dealers were making money hand over foot. They were all locals, all locally trained. 90% of the employees on these boats. That was the deal with the state. So the state would license the casino, but you had 90% of your employees had to be homegrown. So they reserved the 10% of the supervisors they need to have experience. They would bring them in from Vegas, Atlantic City, wherever, and they would work on the boat. And so the dealers there made just buckets of cash. It was amazing because these were people that worked in the oil business or crawfish. Those of you who know, like the Louisiana, it's oil or food. Those are the industries. You're either eating or you're digging for oil down there. No, seriously, it's fantastic. The food, though, by the way, that's the one thing about Louisiana. If you ever live in Louisiana or have a chance to live anywhere in Louisiana, you leave Louisiana and you go, crap, do I miss the food? You don't miss the bugs. You don't miss the humidity. You miss the food. Like, quite literally. By the way, they make spice taste great. I never had a problem with spice there. I mean, I was like, listen, spice it up. I mean, not too bad. A 3.
Oh, my God.
Okay, but
a 3 is not spicy,
I don't know what they
dude.
got going on down there, but, man. Do you know what? I went to a crawfish bowl, and I thought, fish.
Yeah.
I didn't expect. I've never heard of spicy fish. I mean, I didn't know the fish were spicy, And you go down there, and everything's spicy. They add some kind of, flavor, like, it's a New Orleans thing. It's a Creole thing. Yeah, it's fantastic, dude. I mean, they have literally, I have so many memories. I literally have a memory of a Thai restaurant that I used to go down there in Lake Charles. I don't remember the name of it, but oh my God, it was fantastic. And it literally had like a little Creole flavor to it, It was really, miss the food, dude. Don't miss the bugs. I don't miss the flying roaches down there, quite literally.
Oh, that sounds
Dude,
gross.
flying roaches, dude.
That sounds terrifying.
Big, fat flying roaches.
Oof.
You see it on the wall, right? And you think you could just squish it, and then it flies at you. You know what I'm saying? Then you're like, oh, crap, the world has turned there now. Big flying roach. And storms that would come in and just flood. Everything was on stilts. But unfortunately, like, the driveways weren't on stilts, so your car would be floating down the street. But you could get in your house. Your house was good, just your car was just forget about it. You know what I mean?
That ever happened to you?
Not sort of. Luckily, I lived in Baton Rouge one time. We had this massive flood. I had to actually swim across my driveway. The car, you couldn't get to the car. I still had to come back from the boat. So the boat had been out and came back just as this massive. That's the thing down there. The storms hit so fast, dude. And when the rain comes down, it's not rain like we get here. It floods here because we don't know our streets aren't built for apparently any kind of rain. You could spin on a street down here and end up in a flood. You could drown. You know what I mean? It's like our roads just aren't built for anything, quite literally. And like if you leave your gardening hose on, you might kill like half a dozen people down the street. You can't do that out here. No one's expecting water. And if there's any water on the streets, by the way, everybody slows down to like 5 miles an hour. And everyone's got these big fat land yachts. And you can't go more than 5 miles an hour. Well, why did you get the land yachts for groceries, dude? It's for consumerism. That's it. You just want the biggest, fattest back end so you can pile groceries from Costco and Sam's Club. I mean, and you're 8 feet off the ground. I mean, I don't understand why you got to slow down for a puddle that's like a half an inch high. What's the matter with you?
Dude. It might ruin the tires.
Yeah, I swear to God. Anyways, what was I talking about? I just so confused myself. I was on such a bit. But anyway, so when the rain comes down, it comes down in literally sheets of water just literally fall on top of you. You're literally drenched. You go from not drenched to completely flipping drenched. Like, I mean the underwear drenched. Like, I mean completely drenched. Like, your body's just drenched. And if you're not drenched, the humidity wants you where you want to take a shower and be drenched. It's just all about the water.
It's one or the other.
It's one or the other. And it comes down so fast, it just creates floodwaters down there. And the water can't, the ground can't absorb water. You know they have to bury their people on top? They don't dig graves, anybody, because otherwise the caskets would just be floating around.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you go to New Orleans and all the graves are above ground. You know what I mean? You can't dig graves down there. You really can't. They're all in these like mausoleum things. Everything's above ground because quite literally the caskets would just float to the top and people would just be floating around. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, so I had this house on stilts, and the driveway was just really strange. It literally became a flood. I was up to my waist in my driveway.
Wow.
I gotta show you a picture of this driveway, because you would be like, how the hell did I get up to my waist? I was literally up to my waist. I had to swim across my driveway. My driveway I almost drowned in my driveway, dude. How many times have you almost drowned in a driveway?
0.
Yeah, only in Louisiana, man. Oh crap. And that's without like a big ass hurricane coming through. Now a hurricane comes through and it's not good. It's not looking good. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you got to get out the boat. You wonder why people have like a car and a rowboat right next to it. You look around, you're like, man, what is this? A car and a rowboat. You know what I'm saying? And then the house is on. That's because when the car floods and starts going downstream, you can chase it with the rowboat. You can chase it with the rowboat. Get ahead of it. You know what I'm saying?
Just start paddling. Yeah. Just go.
No, seriously. That's like when I lived in the Northeast, right? Always in my not my basement, in my attic, right? You kept a pair of skis or a sled. Yeah, because when the snow got up to like you were snowed in, like I mean snowed in, where you couldn't get out your front door. You just opened your attic window and just sledded your ass out to go to the store. You know what I mean? And if you had to go downtown, sometimes it would snow so bad you had to get on your skis to go anywhere. You couldn't, Mm-hmm. The car was buried. You couldn't get to the car. There's no more car. But Louisiana was a lot of fun, man. You know, I miss the people. I really do.
Really?
Oh, it's fantastic. Dude, they just party their ass off down there. They have Mardi Gras. It's the only state in the country that has, they just party for weeks straight, dude.
So what you're saying is CQ Louisiana?
They build floats. They build floats to, I don't know why now I know why I just figured out why they call them floats. Because the storm comes in, it's just floating around. No, they build floats, dude, out of flowers, and then they just get drunk as hell and just drive down the street drunk as hell. That's probably not the best thing. But yeah, they have literally. Have you ever Mardi Gras? Oh my God, have you ever been to Mardi Gras?
No, I haven't.
They show it on the Cops episode. You know, people are getting arrested during Mardi Gras for like showing their breasts. So basically, they have this thing where if you show your parts, people throw beads down at you. Yeah, people. I want to say parts. I don't want to get demonetized. You show your parts, and people throw beads at you based on what kind of parts you got. They throw beads down from the balcony. I'm just saying, that's what happens. What do you want me to do? That's all there is. I mean, that's the truth of it. What do you want? What do you want from me?
I can't take that seriously.
It's the truth, though. What's there to take seriously? Like, listen, people throw down beads, and then it shows them on Cops arresting people for doing that. Dude, there's literally people like in the middle of the street, working out at 90 degrees. You know what I mean? Working out at 90-degree angles. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? That's like a thing. Mardi Gras. You haven't heard of it? You gotta look it up, dude. It's a party on stilts. Uh-oh. Here we go. Oh, wow. You made it. All right, so what else? Do we have any questions to that one, or where are we at? My God.
I mean, we have a couple more questions.
We do? Oh, Jesus.
So I gotta
go off the rails.
Hello, can you guys hear us now?
Can you hear us now? No, cannot hear it. Denny's eyes. It is when the banner went up, Sticky. When you put up the banner, you muted it. You clicked mute when you touched the mouse.
Well, there's no mute there.
There's no mute?
In the same area, so I have no idea what happened there.
I think putting the graphic up muted it. Loved every word. All right, can you guys hear me now? What's the delay? Can they hear me?
They should be able to hear you, yeah. Yep,
we're back? Oh, there we go. All right, well, here, let's get back to the story thing. Yeah, sound. All right, perfect. All right, so what were we talking about? All right, so this is Lake Charles, Louisiana. Before Baton Rouge hadn't opened up, there were no casinos in Baton Rouge. There weren't very many throughout Louisiana. I don't know where in the whole. There might have been one boat, a wheelboat down in Louisiana, the Flamingo, but I'm not sure. It might have been after Lake Charles opened. But Lake Charles, Louisiana was one of the earliest boats. And so early, in fact. Like now you have three. I believe you have three. I have someone I know who goes out there a bit, used to work with me, and has said you guys have three out there, right? Was about my catheter. Oh, really? Wow,
what?
That was a while ago. They didn't
Oh,
hear
by the
any
way-
of the Q&A? They missed out on all of it? Oh my God. Start at Resorts World, they said.
No, that.
Carrot tricks. Oh my God. How are things going with active COVID numbers? Well, we're not paying. I know the other day we were at like 800, but fewer are at the hospital. That's the good news. The good news is it's not as many people going into the hospital, getting sick, or seriously sick. So it's kind of a mixed bag.
We got a super chat, by the way.
We did?
Yeah.
Fantastic. A super chat. Oh God. First name, last name. Thank you. Fun. I got those chips and display from the fundraiser this week. He is too young to know about New Orleans. Oh, and then P.S. You just muted yourself. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't know about New Orleans. You got to be 21. I mean, you could be younger, but there's just certain streets you can't go down, dude, during Mardi Gras. You don't want to see it. You don't want to be. You don't want to have your eyes, deviate from your brain, kind of thing. There are things you can't unsee in life, and trust me, I have seen some very interesting things at Mardi Gras.
What's going on?
Let's just say that you want to have a mature brain that can manage lots of stimulation. You know what I mean? And what are you watching? What's going on now?
Let's see. Someone asked, do you answer where to find the Grand Canyon chicken sandwich?
They closed that place. Holy crap! I can't believe you actually, Ian. Wow, that's good for you, dude. So there was a chicken sandwich place at the Green Canyon. It was this husband and wife, and they had their own little thing. It was at this. It was at one of the entry towns. I would look it up for you, but it doesn't matter because we went out there and they closed. And let me just say, I have it in my Yelp. Well, some of my Yelp reviews. I have to look it up. Man, dude, this guy was so gifted. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever listen. I mean, I'm obviously not the biggest food aficionado, okay? My taste buds can be a little muted, to say the least. But,
a little?
But
a lot.
This guy would take dark meat, white meat, and seasoned, and he would craft these layered chicken sandwiches. And with other stuff. On a level that you just Popeyes is good. That's a fast food chicken sandwich. That's fantastic. I mean, there's no takeaway.
Big chicken.
Pickles, big chicken. We love canes, those kinds of things. But this guy, and you paid for it, by the way. It wasn't cheap. I have to say, like we originally. So my stepsisters and I, we went there, and it was expensive. And we're like, listen, I don't like, especially when it's an outdoor place and it's it was a little expensive. It was literally like $20 for each of these sandwiches. Which, that's a lot. But it was so good, I couldn't believe it. I literally couldn't believe it. This guy, him and his wife bought this place, and there's two things they used to do. They made chicken sandwich and muffins. And let me just say, they were literally, oh, God. I've driven out there. Before they closed down, I drove out there twice just to eat their chicken sandwich. I loved them so much. They were so good. Oh, 100%.
You? The coupon?
I literally drove
out there?
all the way out there, yep. God, I can't remember the town. My stepdad would know, but Mike would know. But yeah, drove all the way out there. It's fantastic. Man, wow. That's how. I mean, people go to where. Listen, you got food like that, you go to where the food is. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just shocked at the coupon. I went to go spend $20 for it.
You didn't need a coupon. That's the thing. So I get teased for that stuff, but I think sometimes people do what they're worth, and you should pay them what they're worth, not for what they have to sell their product for. We go to this. We have. I have this. There's a lady here in town. Will you give a shout out for them? 100%. The name is Sport Cut.
So they have Sports Cuts. Her name is Jennifer.
Because there's another company called Sports Clips. It's not that. It's called Sport Cut. Her name is Jennifer. She is on Decatur and Spring Mountain, right?
Decatur and Spring Mountain.
And they're fantastic. It's a $50 haircut. They charge $11. Uh-oh. Yeah, that didn't go well, dude. You got to put the camera back. Yeah, there we go. Hold on.
You move literally the whole tripod.
Yeah, it's all right. Higher. There you go. All right, there we go. We're back. Hello. They're fantastic. They charge $50, and they don't charge $50. They charge $11. It's a very competitive wage, or a very competitive price because they have to be. But they're fantastic. They do a great, amazing job. And I pay them $50 per haircut every time I go because that's what they're worth, $50. I used to go to this guy in LA, he charged $50, and he did about the same thing, higher thing, and that's what they're worth. They always ask me why I give them so much. I give them so much because that's what they're worth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's how it is. Oh, lens. I do have some poker chips, yeah. Oh, you can't see them. Yeah, they're over there. They're
these. Are you talking about these? Or are you talking about these?
Yeah. We got. Come on, David. New Orleans. There are other chicken wing restaurants in Vegas. Well, there is. There's Nevada Chicken. Used to be fantastic, dude. And they not so much anymore. You gotta go to Shaq's place, dude. The Shaq's place is the best chicken sandwiches in town.
He says, besides the chicken wing restaurant. Oh no.
A chicken wings.
What's the other chicken wing restaurants in Vegas? Chicken wings.
Nevada Chicken Cafe. Used to be famous. You should see that their wall is literally plastered. Back in the day, they've been around here forever. People used to go. They used to be a staple place. A lot of celebrities went. They're right by the school. They're also on Decatur, no, or Valley View. I know they're close to the school. They're great. There's what is the other one? Manny's. There's a few good ones. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's the area where Vegas is. And you have to get. Alex would know. Alex can probably pick out all the chicken wing places. He knows. He loves chicken wings. Holy crap, does he love chicken wings?
But if you just talk about chicken, Shaq's Big Chicken.
Shaq's Big
really
Chicken.
Good.
Best in that's easily
best in Vegas.
Easily the best in Vegas, dude. Yeah, I mean it's worth it, 100%. That's good. He even moved out here because he's like New Orleans. Yeah, no. Which casino is the best rep to work for dealers? Oh, that's a good question. Holy crap. So from a dealer's perspective, you know who gets a good rap here as an owner is Michael Gaughan. 100%.
Oh, that's a good
Michael Gaughan is a great casino owner. He kept people at South Point employed through the recession. He put in his own money to keep people there. He delayed laying off anybody until the very end of the pandemic. I think that dynamic is a little different by then, but he's one of these operators as an owner who as a rich ass owner who still has a lot of play. Meaning, like, you know, it's not a corporate thing. It's him. Yeah. He's directly involved. His property, although I know he has a few other owners, but he has his own benefit program. He has his own. He actually gives I wouldn't say big fat raises, but regular raises. You get like 25-cent merit raises, these kinds of things. When you own the Gold Coast as a supervisor, you got these regular day raises, you know, for your day rate. Because so supervisors make a day rate like $200 a day, $210 a day.
Yeah.
Every year you worked at the Gold Coast back in the day, they would give them a higher day rate. So that's missed a lot out here. You see a lot of that's the one thing about getting high up in the casino business. A lot of stagnation in wages on the floor supervisor level. You're basically, I can tell you what most of them have paid for the last couple of years because they've stayed the same. If you work in other careers, but don't get me wrong, they pay well. But you don't get the same kind of merit raises or increases that you do when you become an invaluable supervisor at another kind of office or another kind of enterprise, right? So this is what it pays to be a floor supervisor at this hotel. If you move to a bigger hotel, a nicer property, they have a higher pay, and that's the idea, is to keep moving up in the business and getting to better. Now, when you get to director level, VP level, that's when you start negotiating contracts and working on annual pay raises, those types of things. But at the sort of the lower level, mid-level supervisor range, not a lot of that. But back to the dealer part of it, there's a few. San Manuel just bought the Palms. Without a doubt, that is one of the most highly rated casino employers there are. Their reputation in California is beyond reproach. I mean, I've never heard a bad thing. The other one is the Golden Nugget. So if you don't know, the Golden Nugget here in town is the other Fertitta. Not the Fertittas that own the station property, but the one that has he owns a Nugget. He owns Morton's, I believe, Steakhouse, a few of those. Also, although, some people will argue the point, here's what I will say. Outside of the operator thing, it's one of those casinos where I've always heard good things from the employees themselves. It's always had a very good culture for dealers there. If you talk to dealers that have been in town a lot, that's the one property that everybody wants to work for. They've enjoyed working for there. It's, because the culture of a place is important too. When I worked at the Rio, before Harris came in, when it was Marnell, he had this very sort of, family approach he liked that you invited friends and family to work there. He incentivized that whole dynamic, and it made it very friends and family-ish. You working with your friends and family, it was a really good time to work there. Everybody got along. You didn't have a lot of the drama and dynamics that you would think that would play out. He had really wonderful break rooms for the dealers, really good benefits, that kind of thing. A lot of that is sort of passe because it's all corporate. So then it just comes down to the kind of boss you work for. Like, who do you work for? If you're a dealer on the floor, it's your floor supervisors, it's your shift bosses, these kinds of things. If you're a floor supervisor, it's your casino manager, it's your table game director. It's like these kinds of relationships. This is what makes your job easier. There are definitely some properties out here with people who are a bit rough, who see their job as a little bit more tyrannical. Gaming is hard. We have to lock it down and this kind of thing. So there's a few properties. I won't go into that. Again, we try to keep it positive. But I know there's some pits where we've had some complaints, right? So we have a lot of dealers out there working a lot of different hotels, and we know which dealers come back to us and say, you got to get me the hell out kind of thing. And where can I go to have it better? I'll tell you, really, another wonderful place to work, and if you go and play there, you'll get the same sense, I think, is Aliante.
Oh, interesting.
And they have a fantastic table game director out there. His name is Lee. He's literally he's one of the most laid back, nice, happy, you know what I mean? He's not a guy that sweats the money. He has a very positive relationship with his dealers, the dealers that go there. He talks very, respectfully. He's not a guy you get real nervous around. You get in front of some of these bosses, a lot of dealers get nervous and they lock up, and that, it's understandable, of course. But yeah, so I love that whole, I love playing there. Everyone's so happy. Did I answer it? Do we have any other feedback?
Well, we have a couple more questions. Let's see.
I went to the Debbie. I have a Debbie Reynolds story, dude.
Well, before you do,
Go ahead.
I want to say this. We need a couple more likes. We need 13 more likes
That's
to
it?
get 100.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. By the way, I did. Yeah, go ahead.
So if you're watching the chat, if you're watching this, just leave a like real quick.
Yep.
And then we'll give away this lanyard and this set of checks.
He never takes a drink when he's talking. Is that what's going on? All right, here, ready? Gold Coast, Ping Pang Pong is at Gold Coast.
Yes, that is true.
And Gold Coast goes through lots of people. Back when I worked there, oh man, Alan Scano ran that place, and let's be honest, Alan Scano is said to have one friend, which amazingly was not himself. He was a terrible boss. He was a terrible person to work for. He knew it. Everyone knew it. And that place, I enjoyed working there. I got to work for people like Godfrey and Barry, who I enjoyed. I had a great experience. Godfrey especially, I consider him somewhat of a mentor for this business. But man, that place, that was tough. They sweat the money. A lot of my stories that come from, where we talk about sweating the money and, the changing the flipping bowl and, getting harassed on the game. A lot of that comes from quite literally that casino. I mean, I've known some crazy owners. I've worked for some crazy ass owners too, at other properties, and had some really weird experiences. But that guy sucked. I'm so glad he's no longer, he's out of the business. He didn't, man. Anyways, let's move on from that. But, yeah, what else? Debbie Reynolds?
Yeah, Debbie Reynolds.
Can I do the Debbie Reynolds story? I got a little story. So she owned a casino here in town.
Well, it says Dennis Reynolds, not
Dennis?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
It says
Debbie
David.
Reynolds.
Anyone ever say you look like Dennis Reynolds
I have no
from
idea.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Is that the buff guy, or is that the? By the way, I was turned on. My friend Mike watched that show. That show's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, one of the dudes that was on that show got all fat by like the third show. So I can kind of relate to that. I started out thin, got all fat. But that is one quirky. But I love Danny DeVito, by the way.
Really?
Oh man, I've always loved Dan. Ever since Taxi, I've loved Danny DeVito, and yeah, he's. I mean, can you imagine that guy? Imagine you're Danny DeVito back in the day, right? And you're telling your family and everybody, you know what? I'm gonna go to Hollywood and be a big movie star. Meanwhile, how are you gonna get to Hollywood? You can't even reach the wheel. You know what I'm saying? You can't reach the pedals. And he, oh God, love it. I love that the character actors. I love that there's people like that just
Exist?
Oh man, it's so fantastic, dude. I love character. I really do. I love that part of it. Dude, I love Danny DeVito. I every time that guy opens his mouth, I can't stop laughing. But no one has ever mentioned that. Is that the guy? Is that the? I'm not sure who that guy who that one is.
You might have to search it up, bro.
Yeah, she was a legend. Okay, ready? First of all, this is a positive story and a kind of sucky story, a little bit, an all-in-one. So Debbie Reynolds owned a casino out here.
We're gonna go black for just a quick second.
We are?
Just keep talking.
All right. How quick?
Like literally a second.
All right. Here, I'll wait. I don't want it to be too. All right. So Debbie Reynolds owned a casino out here that the WWE or WWF at the time tried to buy and turn it into wrestling. So she lost her casino license. She lost the property. She ended up having to either sell it. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but she used to put on a show. So the Debbie Reynolds property was divided into sort of two parts. To the left there, they had slot machines. To the right, they had her showroom. And this goes to who Debbie Reynolds was. She was such a people person. She wanted to engage with her audience. So she had this small showroom. This was her property. She had the casino part of it, and she would do this show, this like song and dance show. It was really simple. It was probably like an hour long. I forget exactly. And she used to come out at the end of every show. You'd have to pay her. There was no premium. There was no VIP tickets, nothing like this. If you sat in the audience, she would come out and you could say hello. And she'd be there and she would sign stuff and she would have other stuff. I don't remember what all she had available, but so I was lucky enough to take my mother to this, and of course she sat in the row. This was some years ago, man. This is quite a ways. This is quite a years. I think I was maybe 15 years ago, maybe longer. And it was so fantastic. I got a friend of mine was part of her show, a dancer at the time, and so we got to sit there. And Debbie Reynolds came out and said hello, got to meet my mother, that kind of thing. And 2 weeks later, I happened to drive by. So if you know where her property was on Convention Center, which is literally like right where Riviera used to be. So now it's all it's all been redone and there's a convention center there now. They took down the Riv, and the Riv now is no longer within the convention center. But my friend worked at the Riv in one of the shows as well. I was a dancer, and one of the shows was a dancer in her thing. So I'm driving to the Riv one day, and I see all the slot machines for Debbie Reynolds Casino are outside in the parking lot, and they have a hazard table around them. And of course, they had all these. It was all cordoned off, and they had police, and they had these like undercover cars or whatever all out there. I'd never seen anything like this before. The closest I ever saw is, if you guys remember, they actually closed down the Tropicana cashier cage way back in the early 90s. It was part of the whole, if you guys can look back into the casino movie, it was not related to the movie itself, as part of that whole, it was sort of the leftover issues with that, and they put tape around the Tropicana cashier. That was the only time I've ever seen like that kind of police action where they interfere with a casino operation. Like I've seen police, investigative people. I saw a takedown inside a casino one time, but that was of a boss too. I guess that was interfering. But the casinos themselves very rarely have any issues like that. You follow? And so here I am driving by, and I see all these slot machines outside. So apparently someone filed a complaint against her slot machines, and they were all rigged. They pulled them out of the parking lot, and so they had to shut it down. Now, she had nothing to do with this, by the way. That whole operation was being managed independently by another company. But of course, it was people that didn't investigate that. All you saw was this is a Debbie Reynolds casino, and here's where all her slots, literally outside in the parking lot, dude. Literally. I mean, can you imagine going past like any casino and seeing their slot machine in the parking lot?
How many slot machines?
I mean, it was enough. It wasn't like, I don't think it was the whole casino floor, but there was a lot. It was like 30, I don't know.
Wow, really?
I can't attest exactly how many, because I was driving by. But I got to see that whole thing. I felt so bad because after having met Debbie, I knew it couldn't have been good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't find out until later like what actually was going on there, but that was it. Sing in the Rain, 9 likes to go. Okay. Anyway, she was so nice, dude. I couldn't believe it. This big ass movie star, dude. Debbie Reynolds. I mean, she was big. She didn't even have to do this. That's always the thing that was like, she just loved being in front of people. She just loved being in front of people, saying hello to people, interacting with people. It was so stunning. I mean, it was amazing. There were only, by the way, this showroom that she had was like 100 people, if that. It was a really small showroom that she did. She did her own show. She had like 2 or 3 dancers. I'll be honest, I forgot the dances because, of course, I was sitting next to my mother. And if you're sitting next to my mother, you're too worried about my mother doing something. You're not focusing on the show. You're worried that my mother's going to, like, get up and start dancing or, I don't know, something like this. So that's where there was some Greek restaurant. BS there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Now, there might have been a restaurant that's, I'm not sure. All I know is that the slot machine. All right, what else do we got?
Linda asked David, where were you born and raised?
So I was born in New York City. I was born at Brooklyn General Hospital in New York City, but I grew up in Queens for about the first 12, 13 years. At some point I moved to Newark.
Yeah.
That got me to burn out all the hair in my nose at the time. You don't know this, but man, Newark stinks, dude. And I lived there. I could say that, dude. It's literally New York City used to send their trash to Newark, dude. They used to put it on a barge. New York City, put it on a barge and float it over to Newark and said, "Here you go, enjoy."
Really?
Well, they used to pay for it, but dude, when the joke was that when I grew up there was Newark was a bit of the armpit, like because there's a lot of factories, a lot of smells, there's train tracks. You know, it was amazing when I first lived there. I lived at this cul-de-sac because they have trains everywhere crisscrossing through Newark, dude. And you know where the switchings are, where the things that the circular things are to turn the train around and go another way. And within the first week that I lived at this one cul-de-sac, some kid died. Some kid got run over by a train. That's how you learn not to go near the train tracks, because the week earlier somebody died there and they put up a sign. You know what I mean? But boy, that place was. If you go to Newark, you'll never smell anything like it, dude. Swear to God, I've never recreated. I never wanted to. Even Kansas. I lived in Garden City, Kansas, where they have Montfort packing, beef pack. Where they literally do the cows and everything, and it smells like poo. But Newark somehow smells worse, dude.
Wow, really?
I mean, it's a really interesting sniff. Anybody live in Newark? Anybody? Am I getting any hate mail from Newark? It really does.
No one's saying anything about Newark.
Yeah, there's nothing to say. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? Everybody knows. You go over the bridge, you go to Newark, and boom, huh?
Alan Toy asks, will Sterling Brunch at Bally's reopen before December?
I hope so, because we've been overdue. Dude, Sterling Brunch, chef's kiss, right? Alex would say chef's kiss. Sterling Brunch, for those of you who don't know, is at Bally's, and then they used to reserve it. There was a steakhouse there, and on Sundays it was the Sterling Brunch. And before COVID whacked all the buffets, it was about $115, but it was all you can eat, filet, lobster, all the good stuff. And then they had this very famous wine by the glass that you could also drink, literally on tap. And so wine and champagne. Or champagne, my bad. It was some type of champagne, expensive champagne. And for $115, it was quite the thing. Worth it.
Really?
Yep, 100% worth it. I only went once. I was there when it was under $100 still. If you had a Bally's, it was MGM card. Well, no, Caesar's card. It was only $95 if you had a player's card. Only 95 or 90, I forget. I didn't pay.
Wow.
A friend paid. They might have had a comp, to be honest with you, but yeah, some really good food. They serve some of it right there at your table, and other stuff you have to get. But they come by with like lamb chops. It's just fantastic food. It's just amazing. And if you don't have to pay, it's even better. That's the good stuff.
Wow.
But then I moved to Boston after that. Outside of Boston, Marlborough, Massachusetts.
I feel like you're missing Flushing Meadows now.
That's New York, sir. Queens. I lived in Queens. Yes, that's Queens. It's a part of Queens, because people say where they're from in that area, because there's so many people and so many little places. You say what area of the borough you're from.
I've just heard you mention it before. That's why.
All right, here we go. Ready? All right, I was just watching Europe's Worst Slums on YouTube. Okay, Newark is a sensory experience. See? You can't not remember Newark. I don't know what they've now. Granted, this was a long time ago. This is like 40 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Or however many years ago it was, considering my young age. But I'm guessing the smell hasn't improved all that much. You know what I mean? Although they did stop taking New York's trash. In fact, right before, didn't you hear the story about the barge, the New York's trash barge that just sat out there?
No.
It's floating around for months because Newark was like, listen, we're having enough of your trash.
Wow.
No, this was an actual story. You guys, I mean, some of you guys heard about this. They had literally a barge sitting out there in the middle of the damn Long Island Sound or wherever the hell it was, waiting to be unloaded. No one knew what to do with it. Can you imagine you being the guy on the barge and literally no one wants to, you can't unload all your trash. You have to just live with all that trash. No one's letting you port. You can't dock anywhere. That's got to suck. I hope we brought some extra underwear on that trip.
Well, a couple bits of information. We
All
got
right,
100
go.
likes. 100
Vegas
likes.
Dice Master. Oh, we got a Keno King. I want to be the Keno Guru. Basically,
Guru?
I don't think a king is a good word for me. I like to think of myself as an advisor, someone who presents enlightenment to the Keno people, those of us of the Keno persuasion.
Well, I'll say this again. 101 likes.
101 likes? No way. Yeah. Oh, it hasn't changed much. Yeah, I didn't think so. I know. Do I know Fran Drescher? God, yeah, of course I know Fran. Do you know Fran?
Fran? She's
She's hilarious. She's a comedian queen. So she was on a show. God, I used to watch that show religiously. What's the name of that show? That's a fantastic show. She's from Flushing Meadow. She's from, I mean, that's her whole shtick. Although I got to tell you, outside of the show, that laugh would have driven me absolutely bonkers, dude. She has a really high-pitched laugh that just would have literally been, yeah, the trash barge. Oh, that was 1987. Wow. It's a muter? What is that? Are we muted? Okay.
It seems like we still have audio. What do you guys mean by mute?
In the Meadowlands, yeah. We have audio? Mute?
Well, we have audio. You can see the little bar moving over there.
Oh, really? So there is audio?
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. Apparently Brenda wants me. Okay. Let's go. So let's do it. The Nanny. Oh, yes, I love that show. Wasn't that a great show? Come on. That's the thing. Everything now, you see a lot of these shows on TV, there's a lot of drama. Even the comedy is so much drama. That was just a fun, lighthearted show. You know what I mean? Just they're missing that because everything's. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, everything. You know, what are you gonna do? All right. Keyword mute. Okay, good.
Oh, I think that's what they want the word to be for the giveaway.
The giveaway? Well, that's one person. I don't know.
I think that's what they wanted.
Anyways,
to be.
we're at 100 likes. I can hear you. All right, good. So let's come up with a word. Keno.
What's with you and Keno? We've done Keno many times.
Oh, we have done Keno? Oh, man. Well, let's see. We had 100 likes. That's pretty fantastic. Audio is fine. Okay, what do you want? Pick a word. You pick a word then. How about, ghost?
Ghost or sponsor.
A sponsor, yeah.
We really want you guys to sponsor
ghost
us.
sponsor. It's so funny. I don't think a sponsor with this show would have to be someone unrelated, because I got to stay organic. I got to stay.
But we already like this.
We do like this.
So it's not like it wouldn't be inorganic.
Sticky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's
fine.
go with sticky. We haven't used sticky yet. Let's do sticky. Okay, ready? So whoever wins this is going to get, what are they getting?
A lanyard and then the set of chips.
Oh, the ones I've been shuffling. Okay, perfect. So you get a lanyard, our Casino Quest, gold and black lanyard, and a set of checks. Another set of checks. If you already have them, fantastic. You'll have a second check. Eventually, you'll have a whole collection. Start your own game. Okay, ready? Let's do it.
So spam sticky in the chat.
All right, spam sticky, and we'll pick somebody.
So just give them a second.
Not
while they do
rigged.
that.
Okay, good. We'll give him a second.
But
Perfect.
While that's going,
Yep.
I'm gonna try to get some of these answers answered.
All right, we have more questions. If you have anything casino related, or I guess David Life related, or there it goes. Wow.
Ryan asks, "What do you think about some of the casinos taking out live tables and putting in slot machines?"
I think it sucks. I think that they had no choice. So I have lots of. Okay, ready? Well, hold on a second. Let's save that one. Let me write a note. Because when should I say stop?
Oh, here, just give it a couple more seconds, and then we'll.
Couple more seconds. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Stop.
Stop. Okay.
Yep, go.
1 through 11.
1 through 11.
Yeah.
All right. 5.
5. We got
God, I hate
Aqua
five.
Guy A8.
Aqua Guy?
Aqua
okay,
Guy
good.
88.
Aqua Guy 88. You are a winner. That's someone new, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's someone new. Fantastic. Aqua Guy 88. Email info@mycasinoquest.com. Not CEG. info@mycasinoquest.com with your address and your screen name.
Yep. Address and screen name.
And we will send this out to you ASAP. Just keep in mind, some of these don't hit the actual mailbox until Wednesday. So
Yeah.
we mail stuff on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Yeah, and if your thing hits spam, I try to go through spam as much as possible, but sometimes I'll,
Oh yeah, and by the way, you could always go to casinoquest.biz and start a chat there. If after not after Wednesday, but if in a minute you don't get anything, sometimes our spam filters kind of suck.
Yeah.
We've had some issues with it, but there you go. That is the winner of our lanyard and our checks. All right, let's get to. Please email info@Mike. Oh, thank you, Alan. At My Casino Quest. Yep, address and string. It's always rigged. DJ spam.
And now you can all spam rigged in the chat.
Yeah,
because it's always rigged.
And there you go. Who likes Keno anyway? This guy, that little bastard.
This is why we love the Beer Junker.
We got to finally meet you, man. That's fantastic, dude. I love that. That name makes perfect sense now. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
dude.
but
What
it's a
great
hilarious
choice.
name.
That's a great play on names. We love that. Okay, what else do we got? What do we got? Oh, the question about the live table games. So Caesars, as you know, took out some live table games and put in slot machines as one property. They have had a really tough time getting dealers. A lot of dealers retired out of Caesars because, they had a lot of dealers who were hanging on by dear life. If you look at when they were open, someone had this conversation with me who had worked at Caesars a very long time. They had a lot of legacy employees. When I say legacy employees, I mean employees that were just hanging on for dear life. They had a few cocktail waitresses that finally called it a day.
Really?
I mean, quite literally.
They finally were like,
on the way around the tables, they would collect their Social Security check and then deliver your cocktail and then go get some dentures, and you know what I mean. It was this constant thing. But so because I don't know when they exactly opened, but there was a lot of people who started with Caesars and literally just hung on for dear life, just would not leave. I mean, it was good money, and they became a family, and they were close, and they worked with each other for a long time, and all those things are fantastic. And because the pandemic sort of pushed a lot of those people out, so we have heard from people who work at Caesars that they were having a lot of employee issues. And when Resorts World opened, that didn't help either. So I think for them, it became an easy solve to what might have been a different situation. I will say this, I think table games for me is like the heart and soul of the Vegas casino. It's the reason why people venture out, go in, they want to be part of the excitement. I get it, slot machines, but you can go play slot machines like literally all over the place. Even if you're in a class 2 area, if you're Indian reservations and you don't even have class 3, you don't even know it, these slot machines play like they're slot machines, even though they're 50-50s. They're like, see guys, so there's slot machines there. You come to Vegas for, all that plus, I will say this over and over again. The table games aren't going anywhere. People love to play tables. They love to buy in. It's a whole different dynamic. Slot machines do not get the same type of player, the same type of investment, the same type of loyalty. When those of us that play table games, we find a casino that we like playing table games at, that's where we return. Slot machines, like I can go play. I don't have any place specific. I only play at the Dottie's. I play out of the Bourbon Street because it's close to my house. Like I could care less. If they opened up something else that was close to my house, I would play there. You follow? Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't. It really just doesn't matter. But the tables we play where we know we're gonna have the dealers we like, the type of action we like, the type of limits we like, those things. And you know what? We're gonna buy in for $500 on a table game. I'm not going to buy it for $500 on a Keno machine, except that 25-cent one.
Oh, my God.
Holy crap. Well, it's $5 a pull, but I hit that bastard, so there you go. But most people, they don't buy in for $500 on a slot machine. It's a $100 bill, maybe it's a $20 bill. It's a much lower thing, And I've done studies. I actually work for a group, and I've done studies, and the data supports this. People that buy into table games, it's a whole different thing. So you can't take those away and still have a legitimate casino. It's because it's not. Then you're just a slop parlor, and you're dealing to that. You know. What do I got?
I gotta say this.
Well, go ahead.
Apparently, they want us to be president and vice president. They want you to be president and me to be vice.
Listen here, I will say this. I would throw out politics. Gone. No more politics. That'd be the first thing. Do you know I worked for a political group? I won't say which one. You probably know which one. I was logistics. I did logistics. I did the back of the house kind of stuff. And let me tell you something, man. It's can we talk here? Yeah. Forget about the politics. Forget the fact that we can't talk. The fact that there's so much, animosity about really good people doing good stuff. That's what we should focus on, right? The rest of it is nonsense. I mean, really, the rest of it's nonsense. We all got to live. We all got to be safe. We all want the good things for our families, our friends, these kinds of things. The rest of it is ridiculous, And we should focus on that. If we go out on the extreme and we have other things that we believe in, that's good too. We're all entitled. It's a free country. We're allowed to have hobbies and events like this, stuff like this. Mm-hmm. But the politics of it suck. And it's all about charisma. It's all about greed. It's all about... I once had a candidate that I had to do media. I had to do media. So basically, I would have 9 candidates who were set up. This is a story, right? This is a David story about how silly it is, okay?
Okay.
And I know I'm getting into the fray a little bit, but just bear with me, okay? I had to do media updates because I had 9 candidates who were too stupid to do it on their own. You know what I mean? And when I say that, I mean too stupid to do it on their own. That's what I mean. I would literally be sitting there and I'd be like, "Are you kidding me? You don't want to open a book because it's a lot, same kinds of entitlement, the same kinds of." But then when you look at their resume and they've got like the 2 kids and they got the perfect job or the perfect husband, whatever it is, then then you understand because that's all that's what it is. The rest of us needs to take over the world. You know what I mean? And anyways, but there you go. Go ahead. That's my fray into politics. What do you think, buddy?
So, in other words, we're not running for president or vice president?
Never in a million years. All I want to do is end up on a boat, and I hope I can get there. All I want is a boat. I want a sailboat. Luckily, when I was a kid, I got to sail, and I really, really, really enjoy sailing, believe it or not. It's the one thing I love doing almost more than anything else in the world.
Well, apparently everyone's picking, what our tagline's going to be already.
Screw it.
It's David and Dennis make America fantastic again.
Oh, that'd be
genius.
Yes. Listen, you want to know something that's really interesting about? I went up to Canada for the very first. When I was a kid, I went up to Canada with a friend of mine after camp, and that was a great thing about going to camp when I was a kid because it was media blackout. There was no TVs, there was nothing to watch. We didn't have cell phones. That was the other good thing. There was no flipping cell phones. You couldn't get dialed in on all the negative crap 24/7. You literally went to camp to go hang out with the birds and the bees, hopefully not get molested.
Oh my God, terrible.
That is terrible. Are we getting canceled? Did I say that? Damn it. Anyways. But you went and sailed and you had fun. You shot archery and you hung out with your friends and you know what I mean? It was just like, that was it. Anyways, I go to Canada with a friend of mine. He lives outside Toronto, Aurora. And we turn on the TV, and it's the news, right? And I'm turning the channel because it's like someone's wedding. One channel is someone's wedding. I never heard of a news channel talking about somebody's wedding. Who cares? Then I turn on the next channel. It's somebody's got a bee farm. And,
wow,
and
that's
then,
really positive news.
It's like there's no one's dying up here. What's going on? No one's getting shot. No one's dying. No one's running for president. No one's doing it. I mean, what the hell is this? It's weddings and bees. I mean, every channel is just nothing but Danny scored a touchdown and this guy and I realized like holy crap, I want this. This is what I want. I'm like, no, send me back to Toronto for the love of God. Like why? This is why we go up there. The Canadians are always so happy. Maybe because they're being fed a lot of happy stuff.
Well,
it's that or drugs.
I'm pretty sure negative news has an effect on the mental state.
You think?
A lot.
I mean. It's just constant negativity. Like you can't. It's just ridiculous. Yeah.
By the way, I like this slogan better.
Yeah.
Dennis and David's campaign slogan. Oof.
Oof.
Just oof.
That's the thing too. And that's the other part of it is just having like honest community. Just because we hate stuff doesn't mean you'll hate it. By the way, those noodles we had, you might love it. You might absolutely love it. Because he's more about the tacos.
Okay, that's not true. That's not even close to truth.
Yeah. Listen, he's no Chef Boyardee, okay? This kid, okay? And by the way, that's a low bar, Chef Boyardee. We just go to have fun. There are people enjoying it. That's why we tell you got to check it out for yourself. You got to come to your own conclusions about stuff. We're just here having fun, doing our own thing. We don't like everything. That's the truth of it. Some things we like, some things we don't like. But at least we're experiencing it, you know? I got to say, I love the walking through Resorts World. We really found a lot of enjoyment in just the way they had the pathing and the lights, and they had this really nice furniture.
Look, design-wise,
yeah.
beautiful
Dude,
place.
they had this... Where was that place? Oh, that was Tivoli Village. So either way, if you guys are here in Vegas, you end up in Tivoli Village, and you really want a quiet place to kind of go. And there's they have so secret footnote. Can we say this on the air? Okay, so we there's this elevator that we access that's part of the freight elevator that's in the back of the fashion show, and so we go there. And we happen to be getting out of the car, and there's this kid that's going into the elevator, by himself. He looked a little
suspicious,
sketchy.
yeah.
And then of course we're carrying stuff up there and having to use this elevator. And as we go to open it, they're like getting unraveled, and there's this girl who's clearly embarrassed because they were doing the little hokey pokey in there.
Yeah, she went flush red.
Yeah,
she was laughing,
and she's like, "Hi, how you doing?"
She was like hiding her face.
Yeah.
Clearly, they were, doing some stuff, okay? Some stuff.
So, anyways,
we always joke about it now when we walk into the elevator.
Yeah, by the way, you could have been laid out in a half a dozen places at Resorts World, and literally no one would know that you were there.
Yeah, that's true. That's really true.
It was on a Friday night at 6 o'clock. You could have been up. They have this one area escalators that go up to this area that we couldn't figure out what it was for. I'm guessing because they have all these residencies. They have these big names coming there. So let's hope that's going to be a massive draw. Like I think that those will maintain. But there's this one whole area we couldn't even figure out. This escalators went up to like this area, no man's land.
Oh, you mean the conference rooms?
Yeah, I guess towards where the conference room. But there was all these couches, and there was this one dude, and you could have been up there working.
You're talking about the other little area where like it was just white.
Yeah, no, that's the area. There was just whites and there was walls. Everything was coming soon.
That was so weird because like you walk into that area and there's like this big space for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you could have just laid it out right there. Dude. Rolled down put a picnic basket and a little bit of towel and just start it in, buddy, just like that. But it was still fun. It was a good walk.
It was a good walk, and it's definitely worth going there.
I would love to see the Cole Crockford. We should have gone to the I would like to see what because they're supposedly their high limit pit is something to be seen.
How about we go again?
And we can go again. We'll just skip the noodles. I still want to check out the restaurant there. One of the restaurants. I mean the lobster and burger thing. That sounds like. Is that a thing? What do you have? Lobster on your burger? I don't understand. What is that?
Maybe it's lobster.
It's Marigold. Has anybody been to Marigold? I mean, what's going on with this? Back to work. Oh, God. There comes, listen, the little bastard. By the way, he's not little bastard anymore. He's bigger bastard. They ran out of tacos at Taco Bell? Oh, my God. That's unbelievable. There goes. Look at this. There's Alan. Alan, by the way, dude, you've submitted literally like 50 flipping strategies. How many of those? He's like, listen to this. He's like, when is my roulette strategy from Patreon going to be released on CEG? A little bastard. Listen. He reminds us a lot. Yeah, if Taco Bell ever ran out of tacos, I'm quite literally, they're dead to me. I mean, I don't know how that's going to go. That's not going to be. Yeah, it's called Marigold, right? It literally says burger with a lobster.
Yes. Yep.
We tried to read the menu. There was a woman there, and everybody was completely dead. There was one person with a stroller, and but I mean, I'm just so curious, dude. I mean, that makes no sense. Is that just their own pairing? Is that a thing? We got to go check it out. I'm so curious now. I got to check it out. All right. Hey, a lobster on a burger. Maybe that's the thing. Okay. When does your Blackjack and Craps Challenge come out?
We have a backlog of them, so I have no idea. It might take a bit. Just be patient, please.
Yeah. So I think that you somebody that just filmed it. Genius. Oh yeah. Yeah, genius. Everything genius. Imagine that, president and vice president, sir. Oh my God. Do you know how many things I would change, dude? It would be like National Craps Day. Dude, they have National Lasagna Day. How come they don't have National Crabs Day? Like, every table is $3. You have to be $3. Federal mandate.
I think people would.
That's the holiday. The holiday from high limit tables. How about that? That'd be like the first holiday.
I think people would be confused because they would think you mean crab.
Oh my God!
You have to be
it
like
used to be
National
called
Dice
crabs,
Day.
dude. Anyways, lobster on a burger, pineapple on a pizza. See, toothpick knows, dude. Toothpick knows what everybody wants.
Oh my God.
Pineapple on a pizza. Yeah, at Resorts World. We should do D&D at Resorts World. By the way, this chicken one was hilarious, man. I mean, I really had fun. The chicken one doesn't make sense. But
I remember the chicken one. Yeah,
no, the chicken one we did
sense.
KFC and Popeyes just recently.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was a lot of fun. All right, they're bringing back the Mexican pizza. Well, that would be great because clearly they missed a boat on that one. And you can't use that. You can't say that though when talking about the whole Taco Bell thing.
Really?
Well, you can't talk about you're coming over on the boat. Do they come? Mexicans come over on the boat? What? Well, they just walk over now.
No. The
I mean, I'm just saying.
The joke is.
How come there's no Mexican pizza? I don't understand. What's going on here? How come are we still in gaming?
By the way,
just going on with
the joke is, and I can say this because I'm Mexican.
He
by
is
the way.
Mexican, yeah.
It's did you hop over the border?
Did you hop? I don't think you have to hop. I don't think there's anybody. I think you just walk, dude. I don't think no one's stopping anybody. Just coming over, hanging out. And hopefully you're bringing some tacos with you. Mexican pizza makes no sense. I don't know why they ever got. That was such a unique thing. That's literally why people went to Taco Bell. If you got drunk on a Tuesday, you went for Mexican pizza on a Wednesday.
There's no such thing as Mexican pizza.
Listen, no one cares, dude. No one cares. It was a fantastic thing.
McDonald's versus Wendy's. I already know my answer.
McDonald's versus Wendy's. Well, I met Dave Thomas, so there's one of my stories. You ready? Dave Thomas. I mean, most of you guys know this story. Dave Thomas comes up to my game. He has his hands over the table. He doesn't say a word. By the way, thin Dave Thomas. So the Dave Thomas you saw on TV in those commercials, a big heavy set, little heavy set. This guy was much thinner, but you could still see that it was Dave Thomas. Mm-hmm. I'm on a I think it's either a $25 game or a $100 table. Okay, maybe $25. I think $25 table. I'm on second base. I'm looking away from the hooker bar. And when I mean hooker, I don't mean toe hooker. I mean actual
the other
hooker
one?
bar. Yeah, the long bar, everybody knows. and so then this guy comes up, the squeaky little guy comes up next to him and starts talking to me. He says, "Hey, can you get your boss?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, this is Dave Thomas." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, Dave Thomas." Like, I like Wendy's. But, I'm not like, going out willing, I don't need Dave Thomas' signature or anything. I'm like, I literally don't care. Now, Dennis Rodman was more fun. That was that guy was a lot of fun, by the way. That was a good story. I might have to share that one too. But, so the guy comes over and he get my boss. By the way, the boss that I got was can I say dickhead on this thing? Can I say that?
I mean, you already did. I like how you keep asking.
He sucked as a boss, by the way. This is one of those pit managers from back in the day. It was this Italian dude with a big ego and a bald head, and was just all about it. Just wanted to just be the guy, and he was the pit. You guys ever come here like back, years ago? You run into those bosses that were like, "Yeah, why are you talking to me? Because I'm so important. I'm a pit boss back here." You know what I mean? There was a lot of he's like, "Yeah, this kid, he knows." But you guys know.
I know the stories.
Yeah, know the stories. But you guys know, they're like, dude, whatever. A lot of attitude, this guy. He didn't like me because I always ended up on the high limit tables, and I don't know. He just didn't like me. I was a bit young back then. But anyway, so I get him. He's the boss that's behind me. And he starts talking. This is Dave Thomas's valet, the squeaky guy. When I say squeaky guy, those of you who have the, in your head, squeaky guy. Like, quite literally, a lot of squeakiness coming from this dude. This is the kind of guy that, like, the annoying squeaky toy thing that your dog does not want to let go.
You're talking about.
This is that dude. Like, please shut the hell up, okay, and move on. Like some people think I am. I'm the squeaky toy for some people. Yeah, that lady calling for the mute. But anyways, Wendy's Frosties are fantastic. Yeah, I don't think he was mafia, but he wanted to be mafia. He wanted to be like, if he could have worn a name tag that said like, my name, made guy, he'd have been that guy, like literally, while drinking a Wendy's Frosty. Just tough all the way around, just nails. Anyways, Maid guy. You don't know what maid guy? That was like back in the day when you're in mafia. You were maid. That was when you were like in the gang. You were a mafioso.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I know. But that's the mob ran this town back in the day. It was like the safest place on the planet to be, as long as you didn't mess with, Tony. Anybody named Tony. You just treated all the Tonys with utmost respect. You know what I mean? No, seriously. Anybody, Anthony, Tony, you name it. So anyway, so he the valet is hold on a second. I'm looking up soprano. I'm looking up. All right, so the guy comes over, he talks to my boss, and my boss says, he's like, yeah, we're gonna reserve this side. This is Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas gonna play, and he's telling me, he's like, yeah, Dave Thomas. He's like, but this is important. He doesn't want you to wish him good luck. He's like, dude, there was a few, I don't know what it is with good luck, but there were a few players that did not want you to wish them good luck. And this guy was one of them. So he didn't want you to mention his name. He didn't want anybody to know that he was Dave Thomas. I mean, dude, you got your squeaky valet here telling, you know what I mean? Like, and you've been on commercials. No, everybody knows you're Dave Thomas. Like, I can't, but we're gonna give him a reserved side of the game.
Okay.
Now this is a weekend. This is like a Saturday night at Rio when it's busy. And so this gets all done. So I get all these things, and I can't look at him, and he's gonna keep his hands off of the table. I can't yell at him for his hands and all this other nonsense. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, fine. They put the sign in there. It says reserved, and Dave Thomas pulls out $500. Okay, $500. Okay, $500. We just moved off the table like 4 people that were in thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
For Dave Thomas.
And he buys in 5.
And on a $25 table. Now, those of you who have visited a $25 table know that $500 is not going to get you very far. Meanwhile, we have a reserved game, a reserved side, not the whole table, a side. And my boss is watching all this sort of unfold, and I'm looking at him going, I don't know whether to take the cash, because I know for a fact that you can't get a reserved side at the Rio for $500 back then. You had to come in real money. I mean, probably a week ago, I dealt to Dennis Rodman, who was like playing a ton more than that, and he didn't ask for a reserve side. He didn't care less. He had that girl right in front of him. If you guys know that story, he was happy to have another player right in front of him.
Look, he was happy because he was a player, okay?
He was very, very happy. But so I look at, I don't know what to say. Like, first of all, I want to say, like, I don't know what to do with the change because it's just sitting there. And there's the squeaky guy, and he's like asking me what's wrong, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to get my boss. My boss is literally sitting right there, and he's like, he comes over to the guy, and he's like, yeah, he's like, what is Dave Thomas gonna buy? What's he gonna buy in for? And he's like, well, he likes to start with 500. He goes, oh no, you can't buy it for 500. You can't reserve the game for 500. And he's like, yeah, but he's like, the squeaky guy goes, yeah, but it's Dave Thomas. And my boss goes, well, I don't care if he's Jesus Christ. He doesn't get a reserve side for $500, like quite literally.
That's a great response.
Oh, it was a fantastic response. And by the way, that manager was an ass, but he was that kind of ass. He was an ass to everybody. He was, hands down, no holds barred. I mean, Dave Thomas never spoke a word, dude. Just squeaky guy spoke the whole time. You would think if you have all that money, or you're Dave Thomas, let's say, you don't hire a squeaky guy. You hire you hire a professional, nice. Because we met other valets, by the way. There's a lot of these stars. They have valet, not like valet, like car valet, like a valet, like kiss my ass, do everything for me, go
you
make
do the
me
shopping,
feel, that kind of
stuff,
valet. And most of the valets we met were just really nice people. This guy, oh God, I wish you guys could hear him, but man, was he squeaky guy. Holy crap. So annoying. But anyways, what do you got? We have any other stories?
Alan's asking, can I reserve a craft table at CQ for a roll of pennies?
Can you what?
Can you reserve a table for a roll of pennies at TQ?
No. I don't care if you're Jesus Christ. No, actually, Jesus, come on down and play.
Chris says, genius idea, Ghost Energy Frosty. Like, you know how these have, like, you know, Sour Patch Kids and everything?
Yes.
Imagine this one as a Frosty.
That would have been absolutely fantastic.
David,
Go
do you
ahead.
have a valet?
Oh,
Dennis.
yeah, Dennis is my valet. No, 100%. I'm looking at I'm looking up up another story. Do you guys want me to hang out for another story? I got a really good story here. But I gotta find it. But anyways, all right. What other questions we have?
Good question. Let's see. Was this at the Rio or Gold Coast? It was at the Rio.
That was at the Rio. Yeah.
There's not really many questions right now. If you guys have any questions, ask away right now.
Yeah.
Alan says even for 1909 SVB VDBs.
Now. Oh, really? Yeah. No. All right, dude. That's a buy-in right there, buddy. That's a. He doesn't even have one of those. So stop teasing me. Stop teasing me.
God, coin nerds.
All right. What else you got? Anything else?
Well, they just said keep it rolling. We always want to hear stories.
I know. I got a story. You got to give me a second because for some reason my brain is not. Who's the guy who used to go to the Riviera that used to watch the door?
Steve Shrippa.
Steve Shrippa. Okay, so if you guys ever watched Sopranos, okay, Junior was a character on there, and then he was watched by this big, lovable guard, Steve Shrippa. I know Steve Shrippa. So he used to be the entertainment director / sort of maitre d' of the Riviera back in the day. And anybody out there, David used to go up there. I used to know a lot of the cast members in different shows, and I would go up and tell Steve, get on the list, and he would like walk me to the venues. And let me say, he was the most down-to-earth, the nicest guy you could possibly meet. It was amazing to see him. I'm watching The Sopranos one day because I used to go to the Riviera a lot. Let me tell you. I mean, one of these days I'll share some of those stories with you. I knew a lot of the cast and crew, a lot of different shows. I was sort of in the mix. Let's just say, I was a very active young man, gambling, fornicating, that kind of thing. Let's just say, I lived Vegas. I was a degenerate gambler. I gambled all my money. I tried to be around everybody who was anybody, and it was a small world back then. It was really a small community. There weren't all that many casinos like there are now. There were still a bunch, right? The strip was still evolved, but most of the pits are relatively small. You know, because gaming has come a long way, and so there was a group of us, and this is how I ended up with a lot of these stories. And this is also why I didn't get a lot of great jobs because, you know, I think that in some cases, not in all cases, my credit sucked for the longest time because quite literally I lost. My credit was tied to like a table game. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Because my rent was literally there.
Being gambled.
Yeah, it was being gambled. And my car payment, I didn't have a car for a while because there it was, this kind of thing. But I was always amazed at how literally nice this guy was. So when I saw him on The Sopranos, I was like, dude, this guy deserves everything. He was the nicest guy. He really was. He was a bit thinner, by the way.
A bit thinner?
Yeah, he was a bit thinner. He grew up for Sopranos, but man, what a great. He used to quite literally work as the entertainment director at the Riviera before he got his big break. And the rumor was that he was not a made guy or anything, but that he had family or relatives he was literally from the whole, you know,
that type of lifestyle.
No, he wasn't like a mobster or anything like that. But the rumor was that his family was somehow connected in Chicago. You know, he had the persona and the voice, and of course, you know what I mean. I mean, he really was that guy. You know. So anyway, so that was interesting. Yeah, he slipped me through a few back doors back in the day because you know I could never afford to actually pay for the damn show. So if they had a comedian in town, you guys remember Gucci Guy? And he won Star Search, and that was one of them. He was quite literally came down to the Riviera, Geechee Guy or some crap, and Carrot Top was also a winner back there at the Riv, and I got to see those guys before they became, you know, big. Well, Geechee Guy didn't go very far. I don't even know if he's like around. I mean, I'm assuming
I don't think
so.
He's not anymore.
But Carrot Top got big. Carrot Top, I was doing fundraising collections for a political party They had me driving around in the damn heat, picking up, donations. And one of the one of the houses I went to was a friend of wasn't actually Carrot Top answered the damn door. And by the way, this is back when the last time I had ever seen Carrot Top was when he was all skinny and scrawny and the red hair and everything else. And he comes up to the door and he's like this buff, hulking guy. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what happened here? Like literally went from skinny to like he's buff, dude. I also met him. He was arriving in Vegas from doing a show on the road, and he was coming off of a plane, and it's amazing. He really is like man. He got all ripped and jacked and stuff. I don't know if he's still jacked. I'm guessing so. But anyways, all right. Oh man, I got so many stories that are going through my head right now of different things that happened. Is everybody tapped out?
No, I think they could listen to you say stories all the time, but
Really?
I got a couple questions I want to answer.
Some questions? What's
Balance
going on?
exercising videos, question mark?
Oh, God, I would love to share proprioception with you all. That was great. Yeah, he was big on Sopranos, Steve Sharippa. Yeah, when are you getting 20-card Keno in the shop? I know. We're working on that. The software is going to be updated. Then we're going to have it here. And we're going to have Keno with David. Keno with David.
Okay.
It's going to be fantastic. By the way, that's going to be our biggest seller. Come on now. Okay.
Alan, those 4 letters just didn't make sense to me in that
What
order.
4 letters?
The coin letters, because
Let's
I'm not a
go.
coin nerd.
You're not a coin nerd? No, dude. The 1909 SVDB. You don't understand the significance. So this author had the nerve to put his initials on the damn Lincoln Cent. The guy
you
that
told me
literally
about this
designed the
before.
Lincoln Cent. And they were like, no, you can't have your initials on the Lincoln Cent. We need it off the Lincoln Cent. Meanwhile, it already was printed at 2 mints. That's why they have the SVDB and just the VDB. The SVDB is worth big money, very rare. If you're trying to get all the coins, worth some bank, okay? All right, anyways. Skinny Carrot Top hit on X of mine. Oh my God, when she was 17? We're here listening. Yeah, any new chips? Yeah, we're going to come up with a new...
We have an idea for some new chips, by the way, where if you catch us out in the wild, you will get a chip specifically to that person.
So the most I've seen martingale on a table that was legit martingale from $5 bet was, okay, 2 bets. One of them had to be cleared. One of them had to be approved. It was $8,000 in the field on a $5,000 table.
Wow.
And they had to get so just so you guys know, the casino will take other bets. You just got to ask. 'Cause most people don't know to ask. They see the posted limits and that's it. Those limits are what they'll just normally accept. The reason why they took this $8,000 bet is because it would literally run from, it wasn't run from $5. I think he started at some weird $30, something like this in the field. And he'd already hit his, he'd already bounced a $5,000 bet in the field. Mm-hmm. And this was like all the money he had left. It was $8,000, 8,000 something, 8,400, 8,000, and he lost it, by the way.
Oof.
Oh yeah, oof is right, dude. That guy was literally very unhappy. I will say this: I've seen people martingale their whole life at a. I got to witness a guy at the Gold Coast. He was a real estate broker from New York City, and he used to stay. Man, this is a bit of a longer story, but just to say, I actually got to witness over a year and a half. This man went from rich, comped at Caesars. So he would get comped at Caesar's Palace. He would play at Caesar's Palace. He would come to town with $100,000. They would give him a suite for 5 days. Okay, he would lose the $100,000. He was a degenerate craps player. He had one of the worst working systems I'd ever seen for someone that plays high limit. High limit. I just had 2 fantastic ladies here the other day, and I taught them a whole new way of looking at creating opportunity. There are different ways to play based on what your risk threshold is, what kind of buy-in you have. You got to keep that in mind. I mean, what you buy in for is sort of what you're structurally set up to how you can create opportunity for yourself. If you're constantly chasing a win, but you're a big player, there are other ways to play that money. Anyway, so these 2 girls came in. This guy had the worst system I've ever seen. I mean, the grinder with $100,000. You can't grind $100,000. I mean, a casino loves when you play that way because you're always making deposit. Why do you think casinos take these high limits? If a casino says to you that they have a $5,000 game, but they're going to let you play $50,000 place bets, run. Reevaluate your goal in life because
Really?
because they're going to let you play that because you're going to lose. You're not going to win.
Oh, because your Theo's high.
You suck. You're making a deposit at the casino every time. Of course they're gonna let you play. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. They know that you're just not gonna take them. You're never gonna create opportunity for yourself, right? Anyways, this guy comes to this was at the Gold Coast back in the day, man. This guy would come in Armani suits. 5 days at Caesar's Palace, 2 days at the Gold Coast. He used to hook up with this guy that used to come to the Gold Coast. His name was T-Shirt Joe. And T-Shirt Joe, he owned the Haynes distribution for like the West Coast. He was this ultra wealthy dude. And he wouldn't, believe it or not, T-Shirt Joe would come in money, but not like so much money it was ridiculous. That was a great thing about working the Gold Coast back then, is you would run into these people with a $5 table. That was the high limit table at the Gold Coast back then. They had 2 bird games, a $1 table, and the $5 table. And you know, you love to work the $5 table every now and then because it gave you a break from, you know, the back breaking table. Bird game, you're bent over all day long. Dollar table, sort of. No birds on the dollar table. It's a straight dollar table. $18 across, this kind of action. So when I say birds, no quarters. You didn't pay to the 50 cents or the quarter, whatever. The bird game was the bird game, right? And as long as I worked there, they had a bird game. They didn't get rid of the bird game until after I worked there. So you come in, pass by the bird game, see how busy it was, and, you know, you pushed a lot of checks there, you know? But anyway, so $5 table, this guy would come in, and so 5 days at Caesars, they would comp him a suite, and then he would come over to the Gold Coast and he would play. But he would play like whatever he had left, which wasn't a lot. He would come in $5,000, maybe $10,000, not a ton of money. He was there basically because he had a few friends that he knew, and they would play together. And they had the worst strategies ever known. I mean, the guy never won any money. You can never win money. There are some strategies where you can almost never win unless you just like magically, you're like a unicorn. You know what I mean? Like every roll of the dice, you just like, bam, that's the one I wanted kind of thing, right? All right, what do we got going on here?
Yeah, keep going.
Keep going?
Yeah.
So he over the course of a year and a half, he grinded down to the point where the very last, I dealt to him for a while after, but so about a year into this, we hear that he's been kicked out of Caesars. They actually kicked him out prematurely. Instead of letting him stay 5 days, they kicked him out after like 2 days because they found out he had no more money.
Wow.
He was broke. He had lost his brokerage. He had literally spent all his money, gambled out his whole life. This is a true story, by the way. This guy exists. I go down to the Gold Coast. I don't see him for a while, and then he comes in, and he's got, instead of having thousands of dollars, he's got a $60 buy-in.
Wow, really?
$60.
So he went from thousands to 60.
He was driving a cab. He got a job as a cab driver, dude. So we used to have a whole bunch of cabbies. They would come in after their shift with their, you know, money tokes. That's before there was like, you know, credit cards for everything. It was, you know, people actually had cash or 1909 SVDBs change to like, you know, lay on you. Or every now and then, you never know. You had to look at your change back then because you never know what you get. But anyways, yeah, he got whacked, man. And here's the thing. The most amazing thing about this whole experience with this guy over all that time, he was always the nicest dude. You saw, like the guy that I told you about in the field, like you saw panic on that man's face. There was another guy that lost his bankroll in the field too at the Gold Coast. There was a Cosmo guy that used to chase the 6 and 8 place bets, and he got whacked. I mean, you would see the panic in these people's faces, and their whole attitude changes, right? So you go from being like the friendliest dude, me and David comes and, you know, plays on my table and loves the experience, that kind of thing. You know, I've dealt to people over the years that would come to see me. They'd find out where I was working and come there, you know? I mean, literally over years. And this guy, but, you know, when you start losing money and you start having some beer and you're like, you know, now you're out, like you chased and you're, you know, can you imagine? You just panic and you're really in a bad mood and this kind of thing. But this guy was always so nice. His whole life got whacked, and he was always the nicest guy, always well dressed. He was always polite. He would lose and just, you know. I mean, but he loved to play dice, dude. On a whole, that's all he wanted to do. He was like that guy I told you about downtown. That he reminded me a lot. There was that guy too. There was a guy downtown I used to deal to every day, and that guy like literally didn't care where he lived or what he ate. He just wanted to be on a dice table. That was his whole life, just dice.
Wow.
You don't see that a lot, I'll be honest with you. Now that the game has changed a little bit, the limits are higher. You got to be a different kind of, you know.
Yeah, which sucks because I feel like it keeps people from becoming craps players.
Yeah. No, yeah, no. It really does. What keno gives you the best odds? What's payouts do you look for? Oh, what is the craziest win-loss story that you know of? Well, here, let's see. We have a few questions. Okay, real all LV stories. Okay.
Oh, we've almost
Ready?
been live for 3 hours, by the way.
Holy crap, we got to go soon. All right, so we'll just do 11 more minutes, okay? What keno payout? All right, so what keno payouts? I mean, keno payouts, I always go to the 5. First of all, don't ever play a machine that gives you your money back on 0 hits, because that sucks. Your top pays suck. You always pay for top pay. Don't pay any machine that pays half for top pay just because it lets you play longer. That's such a waste of money. Go for top pay. Top pay is you hit a keno machine, you look and see what the 5 spot pays. If the 5 spot pays more than 750, you're on a decent machine. If it pays more than 800, that's the winner. And if it pays more than 825, you're on a great machine. You know that every other payout on that machine is at that 96% payback. It's at the sweet spot of keno. That's the machine you play. And then you pick your game. Now, that's for regular keno. That isn't for caveman. That isn't for caveman bonus. When it comes to when those games, it's different. We'll have to go over those pay tables. There's a whole bunch of pay tables, and it really does matter if I only play caveman keno at the places that pay 10 times for the 2 eggs. If you get 2 eggs, you get 10 times, not 8 times.
Okay.
I want 10 times. I want all of it. Some places only pay 8 times, plus the pay tables. I will tell you this. The local places have better pay tables because obviously they attract locals. If you're at a place like, hate to say it, but, Venetian, these types of properties, on the Strip, they're just magical places to play and sit, have a hot dog or whatever, I don't know, and play. They're not necessarily, you're not there, you're there to have fun. You're playing and the lights are going off and, maybe if I was at a Venetian or any of those types I would just play progressives. I go because that's where the progressives go for the linked machines and try to hit something big. You know what I mean? Stay away from, where you're trying to get a 4 of a kind. Now clearly on video poker, 9 to 5 on the full house, you want to get 45. That's the thing. So you want to look for, but it's hard. You won't see a lot of those on the Strip. You got to go downtown. El Cortez says they have the best paybacks. That's pretty much been the case. They have the best paper keno in town. Used to be the Gold Coast and the El Cortez were neck and neck on paper keno, and then the El Cortez just whacked them.
Really?
Yeah, it's the best place. I mean, as far as payback goes, I don't think you can beat it. And I think they still have dime keno for that matter, so you can play dimes. Some of the other casinos have dimes if you play a lot of games, 100 games, something like this. Best keno lounge in town. Paper keno lounge. It was always a Red Rock. I don't know if they've got rid of it, but it was wonderful keno lounge. Golden Nugget used to have a nice, real quaint one, and they whacked it and put this Asian noodle place in there. Can you imagine Asian noodles over keno? I don't understand. That's like taking the pineapples off my pizza. What's going on? All right.
SV, really quickly,
Yep.
I just saw your last thing. It says, I want to learn how to play craps. It looks so fun from the roulette table watching and wanting to learn. Come down to Casino Quest. If you ever come down to Vegas, we'll teach you how to play craps.
Yeah, 100%. When you learn how to play, okay, what keno gives you the best odds? What payouts to look for? Well, I mean, it's always about the payback and the simple wins. So when I say simple wins, some of the keno games, even like on the U1s, they have these games that require you to go to a bonus round. Those aren't simple wins for me. Those are like the complex wins. Got to get to the bonus round and get paid, and I got to take advantage of a bonus. Straight up keno pays the best, has the best, simplest payback. I hit these numbers, I win. I don't have to go into a bonus round, win more. For me, that makes more sense. But, some people like hitting the balloons. There's a balloon game. Some people, there's a home run game. There's all these different things that get people excited. I go straight for the jugs. I mean, I just want to win the top pay.
You can go straight for the jugs and keno?
Yep. So I go, my 20 cards, you guys will see it. We'll work it out. Well, we have it up there. I go for ammo spots. I got to play. That's the same thing I teach you guys with craps. What I teach you with crap strategy is you gotta stay to play because you can't create opportunity for yourself if you're not in the hand, if you're not in at the time. Craps table, I've been a craps dealer a very long time. I've been around craps tables a long time. And there's always a hand. Someone's going to shoot. Somewhere in a shift, there's a good hand. It's just a matter of timing. Were you at the table? Did you buy yourself enough shooters around to get to that shooter? Take advantage of the hand and create opportunity for yourself. Because otherwise, if you're just grinding out the game, there's nowhere to go. If you're middle of the game at grind, there's a lot of people, a lot of great systems. Trust me. My favorite craps channel among all, and you know, I love a lot. There's a lot of great content out there. There's Quiet Craps Shooters, Big AZ. There's Color Up, of course. A lot of friends of Jeremy, but Mel is my favorite. My favorite because Mel is all about creating opportunity. Mel goes for the win, like legitimately goes for the win. He has a lot of really cool, interesting ways. I understand that, you know, he has a much more, you know, passive way of teaching. But I love Mel's content. That's Craps Hawaii, by the way. I got to wear his shirt. I got his shirt at home. All right, what else do we got? Anything else?
SV says, I feel bad going to the craps table and annoying the dealers. How do I find you guys? We're at the Fashion Show Mall and the Las Vegas Strip. Mm-hmm. Just come on down. We're on the Dillard side of the mall. You'll see us right there. Walk right in. For $20, we'll teach you how to play craps.
$20, dude. It's $20. You get a basic lesson from one of our dealers. Now, I have moved up a tier. I have my David class on Tuesdays and Fridays, $50, and it's just me, and it's limited. Well, it's how many? No, I think I can have up to 5 people, but I bring in my dealers. And we go over. We knock out stress. It's less about the learning part. If you need to learn a little bit, you have to have a basic understanding of craps. And then I sort of upgrade your knowledge. It's levels.
Dennis Jackson, thank you for becoming a CEG sponsor.
Fantastic. Thank you. And by the way, if you really want to learn dice as well, wow, it just came up on here. We always have the join on YouTube. You can join. You become a sponsor for $1. Yep. Or you can become a student. And we upload weekly classes. We're a little bit behind. We're catching up on our content. But we have another class going up. It's being edited, I think, tonight, as long as the little bastard is home getting any work done. Yeah, maybe not.
By the way, they're a lot higher quality than the previous classes we were doing. That's one of the reasons why we stopped for a second,
we wanted to do a little better quality, a little more information. This next one's all about bets. I break down every single bet on a crap game. So we have a free version, like the first 8 minutes, but if you join, you get the whole class. So we have a whole bunch of raw classes in there.
Yes.
And then and there's that. How much for the other side of the table dealer for a day? I know.
Well,
that's not. So that's 100%. We want to start doing that dealer for a day. We actually had a crew once from Japan who wanted to do that. So we've been talking about it and making it a thing. You know, because we would want you to have some action and maybe have an event, but that's a really great idea that we've been exploring for a while. But thank you, Bear Down, a lot. Yeah, no, I Toothpick, dude. It's tough. Learning at a real table. It's a very interesting how we got here. I mean, it's quite the story. If you follow our vlog, go back to CG the early days. We used to do these events for the fashion show, and we'd have our school here. We have a school. We teach people how to become dealers. And a lot of people stop by the tables and wanted to learn. You know, if you're at a casino and you're at $100, you still don't know what the hell you're doing. You know, especially you buy in for Blackjack on a $25 table, even a $10 table, and you know how to get to 21. But do you know basic strategy? Do you know what to say? Do you know the casinos are, and then they have training tables. There are casinos that actually will teach you. But, it can be intimidating, to walk over. There's bosses and dealers. You're not really sure what the hell's going on. You don't know if it's going to cost you anything. Here, it's just $20. Everything's at your pace. All the dealers will work with you. Whatever your, threshold is, whatever's making you nervous, whatever, you want to learn how to throw the dice or manage your money or, what things you should play. Because, we teach you truth.
Yeah.
We don't teach you what they want to teach you. We teach you the truth.
We teach you how to manage your money.
It's very organic. It's like that banana you've always wanted to buy. It's very organic. And who knows, if you're here and you tell us you're a fan, we may even give you a secret gift. We've been giving out secret gifts.
Yes, we're working on some more secret gifts.
If you run into us outside of Casino Quest or the school, we have another secret gift we've been giving away. We're working on that. That's going to be the next chip. So the next chip is going to be special character chips for each of our personalities. And if you run into us wherever and you say, hey, I'm a fan, We're going to give you a chip. We're going to say hello.
But it has to be outside of our normal
Yeah,
event.
it
So if you
can't
find
be-
us at CEG or Casino Quest, it doesn't count.
And if I'm in a public restroom, get the hell away from me. I'm going to be... I need a little
They-
space.
Look,
I need a little
they need
space.
that chip, okay? They need
No,
that chip.
I will throw that chip out. I will like literally toss it underneath the stall for you. There you go. All right, good. What else do we got?
Let's see, a couple interesting things. SV.
Yeah,
Well,
having stealing
we have
students,
other
yep.
teachers. It's not always us. Sometimes you'll find David and Alex, but we have other people who are just as good. Top
Yeah.
by David and Alex, by the way.
Hey, that's an interesting. Taco has a great idea. Having some guests on our show, dude. See, adding some flavor to the flavor.
I want to guest host D&D Vegas. Interesting.
I know, we gotta go to more places.
Does he mean like you want to be part of the live stream, or do you want to be part of our eating
And we
videos?
would love for you to give us some feedback on like what we should do, where we should go, how
Yeah.
to make it better. We're trying to make that we're just looking for ideas. We take all cues.
As long as it's constructive. If
Yeah.
if it's just like you talking crap, then it doesn't
Yeah.
really work. We just throw that to the side.
Yeah, we were thinking like a shirtless episode. That was gonna be next. We're just gonna literally, just
I don't know.
do that.
Are you
What do you
sure?
think, buddy?
Well, D&D at the beach.
D&D, yeah, at the beach in Vegas. Oh, that's true. There's a beach club. There's a few beach clubs, by the way. There's some sand.
Or D&D at like some type of resort pool.
Yeah, there you go. At the resort pool. Oh my God. Yeah, me in a frock. Okay. All right. How much to join? Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. Why don't more casinos give lessons? Yeah, I learned dice at the Monte Carlo casinos to teach more. Here's the perfect reason. I used to run. Can you imagine me, the mouth, running these teaching tables? So all the casinos I ever went to that had a teaching table, I always earned that job to teach people how to play dice. And even with me, it was hard. You can't convert people. You get people to learn, and then it's hard to get them to actually buy in at the same, because a lot of people don't trust the casino, don't trust the process. There's something missing from that equation, to be honest with you. And that's why a lot of people didn't think that we would exist. They're like, hey, nobody does those training tables at Casino Quest. That's not a thing. And here we are, a year later in a bigger space with more business.
Well, the thing is with the casinos, at least from what you told me,
Yep.
right? You couldn't move the chips, right? They couldn't see it play out in front of them.
Yeah. D&D at Circa, that might not go well.
Yeah,
We
I don't know
trained
about
most
that
of
one.
those dancing dealers.
Uh,
Yeah, so
yeah.
sportsbook pros, okay, but yeah, so the biggest part I know where casinos have removed them is because they take away from a live table. The problem really is that who do you get to teach? Not everybody is a good teacher. Us at the school, for example, we always have trouble finding people that are good teachers. A lot of people are great players. They're good at explaining it. But being a teacher is sort of a different thing, right? Just because you know a thing doesn't mean you can teach a thing. And that's always been sort of the expression. So, it's hard to translate that on the floor of a casino. In fact, casinos even have trouble training their own dealers. Like if they want to train them at a different game, we have one casino, for example, that used to try to train their own dealers to be crap dealers. They'd hire them as blackjack dealers and then put them in this class to be crap dealers. And it worked out terribly because they would just throw some floor supervisor over there, like, yo, teach him dice. That doesn't mean any sort of independent random dude. And that didn't mean he could teach them. And it didn't turn out well. And ultimately, this casino came to us and asked us for crap dealers and wanted us to train their crap dealers, which makes more sense because that's our job. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Day in and day out.
By the way, first name, last name says D&D Casino Roller Coasters Vlog and Review.
I would love that. God, I used to love casino. I used to love roller coasters. I was a big roller coaster fan back in the day. Yeah. Now I pee a little every time I go up in one of those things. I mean, it's just weird. But anyways, all right. What I got?
I think we should cut it because it's 8:03
Crack
now.
dealers. Yeah. What time is it?
8:03.
Oh my God! It's 8:03. How much to join? What is it? Is he talking about to join?
How much to join? So if you just
the
want
YouTube, it's $4.99. I think $5.
Well, it
Is that what
depends
you're
on
talking
if you want to join as a sponsor. It's just $99.
Yeah.
If you want to join,
99 bucks, 99 cents,
cents, sorry.
$1. Holy
99
crap!
cents.
Imagine
My
that.
bad.
Yeah, 99 bucks.
And it's if you want to become a student and get an extra video where you know we'll do some crafts
and
lessons.
there's
and
a
stuff.
huge archive. Our members only area is a lot of. I mean, we put together. There's a ton of videos now that have been included. All the games, all the raw. They're all raw footage. Most of it's raw. The crap stuff is a little more structured, but. Again, we have CQDealers.com is where we send everybody. If you're interested in, even as a player, if you want a deeper understanding of Blackjack, Roulette, and Bac, that's a venue you can explore, and that is actually $99 for each of the games for a lifetime enrollment, that kind of thing.
But going back to the join, it's just unstructured classes. Some people like to sit there and learn from them. It is a $4.99 if you want to join at that level.
Yeah. No, I agree, Chris. I mean, obviously, casinos they should have an invested. It's just hard. It doesn't always translate onto the casino. Wow, there's a whole nother group of people that are sort of joining. That's fantastic. Almost missed it. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, buddy? And as far as like, I 100% agree that casinos should pay more. They do. They make a lot of money, and before they return money to their shareholders, they should be hooking up their dealers. I mean, one way or the other, I think that should be the opportunity. I mean, of course, as we all know, that's not real life, and there it is. And so we have to tip dealers in order for them to make a living wage, because most of them make minimum wage. There are very few casinos that pay more. Guess who pays more? San Manuel. So maybe they'll start, making it more competitive. And if you want to hire dealers, you got to start, maybe pay a little better. All right, guys, thank you so much. I got to get home, and it's been a fantastic experience. Thank you so much for joining our
live
podcast / what is it, a podcast? If it's just if it's a YouTube, I mean, it will be a podcast in a minute.
I
right?
mean,
it's a live cast.
It's just a live show, I guess. I don't know.
All right, well, there you go. Our live show. We appreciate all your support, and thank you so much for tuning in. We love that you like our videos. If you have any kind of feedback, we're welcome to it. Please email us. You can email Sticky. Sticky gets most of the info at mycasinoquest.com. We're happy to hear all of your. We'd love to figure out a way to make D&D better and show you more about Vegas. We work out a lot, so we have workout stuff too. But we want to give you like a separate side of it. Yeah. I know we're a casino channel, but we're real people too.
Yeah, we might make an extra channel just for that type of stuff.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. See you guys. Have a fantastic day, fantastic life, and be fantastic to each other. And take care. Bye, guys. Bye.